This week, in Kiowa, Colorado, 2 people on the run find refuge with a family until they need to keep on running. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. Yes. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmy Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us. God, are we excited today.
Yes.
This is, we're pumped, we're jacked up. We're in between live shows. We're home for a week, so that's nice. Speaking of live shows, November the 3rd, Phoenix, Arizona.
Stand Up Live.
Stand Up Live, 7 o'clock p.m. It's a Saturday night. Right. Get your asses out there. Seriously, this is our hometown, so we have extra motivation to bring in people we know. I have family coming from across the country to hang out at this show. So this show is going to be great. Yeah. So if you're wondering, I don't know, get your asses there.
Let's make the fucking Van Buren and Gabby Giffords
and their
regret
event.
Kicking us out.
Yes. So if anybody with the refunds with Ticketmaster and all that, we got on top of them. Should be on top of them. They should have their shit together and giving you people refunds. We apologize that Ticketmaster's a very large end. It's like a ship, and I feel like to turn anything around really takes some effort and some. So it was a little messy. Not our doing. We apologize a lot for that. But please get those tickets to Phoenix and all the other live shows.
San Francisco
next week. Next up is San Francisco on the 1st of November. So get your asses over there. Cobb's is an awesome venue.
It really is.
We were there last year and it was great, or 6 months ago.
Fun.
It was a lot of fun. So get out there, and all the other shows are on there. And honestly, most of them are pretty close to sold out.
They're so close.
So I would really, if you want to go to see any of the live shows in the next couple months, I'd buy the tickets now, because if you wait till the week of or something, they're probably not going to be there.
Don't tweet me.
So don't do that and go, where's tickets? They're here now.
They were there.
And now they're not then.
Right.
But now they are here.
That's this second.
So this second. So do that. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for your iTunes/Apple Podcast, whatever the hell, purple icon reviews this week. Man, you guys kill it for us every week. We have the best audience in the world for that.
We really do.
Thank you guys for that so much. And if you haven't done it yet, please get on there. Give us 5 stars. Doesn't really matter what you say. It's not for our egos. Right. So say whatever you feel. It's just for business. It helps drive us up the charts and all that sort of thing. So thank you for that.
And thank you for Portland coming out and showing up.
Portland, you guys were awesome, man.
Jesus.
You guys were great. Portland sold out and on a nice theater, and it was a pretty cool environment, and we had a really fun show and got to meet everybody afterwards, and
it was great,
and fog out the green room a bit, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you guys for coming out to that, definitely. And if you want to get any of these live show tickets, there's a place you can do it. It is shutupandgivememurder.com. There's your one-stop shop for all things small town murder and crime and sports. You get your merchandise, you get your tickets. There are links to become a superstar, fabulous, wonderful producer there also. They will take you over, these links will take you over to patreon.com/crime and sports, where you can make a donation there, or over on PayPal using our email address, which is crimeandsports@gmail.com. You can also make a donation there, one-time deal, and goddamn it, every cent's appreciated. Thank you guys for that. And without further ado, let's get to the disclaimer, because God knows we need it. Well, we don't need it, and most of you don't need it, but a couple of you need it, and for those people, we have to be here for it, to kind of block them. We're playing defense here, and we have to block some people out that they might not like it. So we're going to save them trouble and us trouble of answering tweets telling them to eat shit, and give you a disclaimer. This is a comedy podcast. It really is. We're comedians, so we're going to make jokes. There's jokes in there, but the facts are real. The cases are real. We're not doing anything too fancy to try to, make it a better story or anything like that.
We don't do that. Switch.
None at all. No bait and switch. It's not how we do this. Honestly, guys, we say it before and we laugh. We go, it's not that bad.
It's not.
It's not that bad. We're giving a disclaimer to tell you that there's jokes.
Right.
That's what this disclaimer's for. Because if there's murder, there's murder. Right. Obviously, the title of the show is Small Town Murder.
Right there.
It's right there. But what we try to do is we try not to make fun of the victims or of the victims' families. It kind of helps it, because we're assholes, but we're not scumbags. And that's the kind of rule we live by here. We think that makes it okay and and fun. And so if that sounds good to you, damn it, we're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
We're going to have talk about some murder in a small town, and we're going to have a blast. If that doesn't sound good to you and you think that true crime and comedy should never go together, and you're not open to it, then you probably shouldn't listen to the show, because we just told you that's exactly what it is. So those people, have a good one.
Bye.
Dateline. There's a lot of good stuff out there. There's plenty of stuff for you out there that you can listen to, and it's all good. But
you're overrun with options.
We're not for you, probably. No. So have a good one. And whoever's left out there, hopefully lots of you. I know what you want to do, and you're in your offices, you're in your car, you're doing whatever you're doing. I don't care what environment you're in or how inappropriate it is. Yeah. I want you to shout at the top of your goddamn lungs, shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, baby.
All right.
Let's go on a trip, Jimmy. What do you say?
I'm almost all tripped out.
I know it's going to be worse too.
Yeah, we have some. It's going to get hairy.
It's rough. Yeah. So this is a tough one, but we're going to go not that far this week.
Okay.
We're going to go far from where we were last week in Tennessee.
Right.
But we're going to go all the way to Colorado this week.
By the way, just so you're aware, the amount of messages I got of how on the fucking nose you nailed Brentwood.
Brentwood. Everybody was pretty excited about that.
And by the way,
lived around
Toby
there.
Keith lives there.
Oh, he does. Okay. See, there you go. You had it right.
All kinds of country stars live there.
You kind of figured that.
Yeah,
so.
It's just the rich area, and they all enjoy their tug closet, I guess. So.
Everybody's got a tug closet.
Yeah.
Well, this is Kiowa, Kiowa, either one.
It's Kiowa.
It's Kiowa, but you can also be I looked it up. Trust me. This is it's the Kiowa Indians is what it's named after, and they technically can be pronounced Kiowa or Kiowa.
Jesus.
So, so anybody who has a problem with that, however few people that live there, as we'll get into, you guys can take it up with the Indians, with the Kiowa Native American people.
Well, I'll tell you this: being from Colorado Springs, there's a street there called Kiowa.
There you go.
And everybody there calls it fucking Kiowa.
Well, there you go.
So you want to call Kiowa, eat dicks.
Yeah, or
Colorado
anything else.
natives call it.
Somebody says it's actually Kiowa. Don't give me that. It's not. This is what it is. So it's in the central part of the state, a little in the northeast, sort of. It's about an hour 20 to Denver, and about an hour from Colorado Springs. It's kind of in between the two.
Okay.
And there's
off to the east.
And off to the east. But I like equal distance, kind of almost from both
it's like
places.
A triangle with those three.
Exactly. You make a triangle of Rocky Mountain
beautiful
shit pudding. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But this place is a weird place.
I'm sure it is.
But Denver is beautiful. We're going to be there.
Yes,
Rocky Mountains are beautiful. That's almost sold out. So if you're in Denver, I would get those tickets now.
Yesterday.
Well, tomorrow's fine too. Or today. Get them today. Right now. This is in Elbert County.
Okay.
Which just sounds like a dude named Elbert wanted to have his own thing.
That's a bad name.
It really is. It's a bad. I'm going to take all this land. It's Elbert County. What's your name? My name's Elbert.
Yeah.
So, Elbert and his county. It's in the Panhandle part of the county.
Oh.
The county's shaped like Oklahoma.
Really?
And this is in the Panhandle portion of the state.
Is that the only state that really looks like a pan? Do you know what I mean?
I guess
Oklahoma
Oklahoma
legit looks like a frying pan.
Yeah, it looks like an upside down hat or a frying pan.
Yeah.
It really does.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. It's, I don't know if it's fascinating.
To me, because I'm
it
dumb.
is. And then Florida is a double panhandle, as we've talked about.
That's
It's a boomerang effect.
That's certainly too.
Bounces right back at you for more idiocy and panhandle behavior. This country's a disaster. So,
Jesus Christ.
Zip code 80117. Area code 303 and 720, which there's so few people, it's odd that they need two area codes here. They
weird.
must have just overlapped and been like, fuck these people. Have two. Someone's calling long distance before there was cell phones with free plans. It's 0.89 square miles.
My Christ.
So not a big town at all.
Really
it's
small.
just a spot up there in Colorado in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Motto of this town, a great place to hide. No, that's not their motto. But it should be their motto because it would be a perfect, they don't have a motto. No. They don't care that. Their website looks like
it's hard enough.
No, their website looks like it's from like a Prodigy project in 1993. No. It looks not good at all. They really need an update on that goddamn website. Motto, it's terrible, their website. Awful looking. So I think just great place to hide because no one's looking for you there. Just it's off the beaten path and nobody cares.
Right.
You ever been through there being from Colorado?
Probably, because we've driven to, what is that? It's Kansas next door, right?
Yeah.
It's all flat shit. And once you get out of once you get out of the mountains, almost to the border, it's fucking flat garbage shit.
It was part of the Dust Bowl, for Christ's sake, over there. Yeah, until they got to the mountain.
Yeah. Well, once you get about, I don't know, half hour 45 outside of Denver, nothing really matters anymore.
No, that's what I'm finding out.
East.
That's what I'm finding out
North,
from this episode.
It's fucking great.
North is a different story. It's beautiful land, and over here it's not. It's just Kansas, which is flat.
Yeah.
So it's named for the Kiowa people, like we said. Settled in 1859. It's along the banks of the Kiowa Creek, and first it was just a stage stop, just a place to water your horses or whatever. There was a bunch of trails around there. The Butterfield Overland Dispatch and the Wells Fargo made their stops in Kiowa along the way to Denver. So it was a stop. That's basically what it was. Originally, it was named Wendling. Wendling, Wendling, after a guy who was there named Henry Wendling. So
Albert Wendling.
That's Henry Albert Wendling. He ran the stage station, so he was the only guy there with a job, apparently, and he was one of the early people here. Sometimes it was in the 1860s. It was changed to Middle Kiowa, and who the hell knows? We have no idea why. Well, there was a High Kiowa and a Low Kiowa too, so then they called an area Middle Kiowa after that because they had no creativity.
Colorado
whatsoever.
Does that a lot. Like the show South Park is named for North, Middle, and South Park.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know why
Come up
they
with
do
different.
That so
it could have been 3 completely different town names, and everybody would have been happy. They're still different towns. I don't understand why you named it. It's just confusing. It's just goddamn confusing. The Kiowa Indian tribe spent. Well, it's weird that it's named after Kiowa to begin with because the Indian tribe were to the south of there, like a lot farther south, and they said that maybe up there was their summer hunting grounds, but outside of that they didn't really, but they weren't even positive about that. They just kind of named them there because they were close. That's the closest people they could find, but not even, because the 2 main tribes there were the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes,
which is the county in Colorado Springs.
And then they just named it after
Denver. El Paso is Colorado Springs.
There you go. And then they named it after this tribe that isn't from there, so started off on a lie.
And they are embracing the fuck out of it.
And then they love it. Streams, 3 different towns. They're fucking into it, man. They're into it.
And they're a state over.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. So apparently the Kiowa were plains people here. They migrated south from western Montana into the Rockies and then down into the southern plains there. By 1867, though, they were moved again, but this time to a reservation in southwestern Oklahoma.
There you go.
So that's where they ended up. All of these stories end up like that. Yeah. It was named after these people. They did this, and this, and they ended up in Oklahoma on a reservation.
Forced them to a dusty piece of shit.
Every single one of these. It's ridiculous,
we
man.
Dare you to grow
Sorry about
there.
that. Sorry about that, Native American people. That's pretty shit.
We really fucked them over.
You don't realize it till you really read history and you're like, oh, that sounds terrible. Jesus
Christ.
And
not even just the history of the country.
Oh, everywhere.
Every town.
Every town starts like this. You've heard this show. If you've listened to the towns, every town starts like this. There was Native people here. There's a bunch of Indian people, and we just said, we'll take that. Thank you. And they ended up in a horrible place. There's usually a plague we set up on them. It was fucking
and no
awful.
Water.
None at all. So who the hell knows? So it was incorporated in 1912, and they dropped the middle, and it became Kiowa. It's the county seat in Elbert County, which of course caused problems here. Sure. The Middle Kiowa was given. They said that was a big honor to be the county seat. You get to hold shit and records and stuff.
I think there's money involved in that.
There probably is. You probably get money. There's probably a few extra jobs in it that you can give to your political favors for shit like that. That year, in 1874, 4 horse thieves were caught about 15 miles up the creek and brought into town before the judge.
And what do you do?
They had a 3-day trial over horse thievery. What the fuck is there to talk about for 3 days over horse thievery? So it's not OJ trial. There's not DNA. There's not you don't have to bring, there's no Cato Kalin. Yeah. Did you steal a horse from up the creek or not? What do we think happened? Did he have the horse? Does it belong to him? Okay.
Cut and dry, done deal.
Pretty done here. But instead, three fucking days this lingered on. And on the 3rd night of the trial, a group of 50 masked men overpowered the sheriffs and deputies and stole the 4 men and loaded them into a wagon.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they took them out to an outcropping of pine trees in the southeast of the town, and the men men were still shackled together, and they hung them in twos, shackled together.
Wow.
So this wasn't a rescue party. This was an angry mob.
An actual lynching.
This was an angry mob.
Over
lynching.
horse thieves.
Over horse thievery.
Wow.
3 days is too fucking long. I've had it. I'm killing all fucking 4 of them. I don't give a shit. We'll do it brutal.
Throw them over an aspen tree.
Wow, this is some Deadwood shit right here.
2 by 2.
2 by 2. Yeah, they were shackled together, for Christ's sake. Wow. Also, too, they had a big problem. They had a real Bloods and Crips issue with the farmers and ranchers. I'm not fucking around. In the 1880s, fucking pussies with no animals, fucking pussies with no crops. I mean, like, what are they fighting about?
Farmers still have what
don't farmers need the shit from them to grow shit, and then they feed to you, and we'll have a big circle of what the fuck is happening.
Circle of what the fuck is
what's happening in these towns?
Wow,
what's going on? It was split right down the middle. Ranchers lived on one side, farmers on the other. It's a total gang thing here. This is crazy. There were even separate mercantiles, banks, blacksmiths, shops, saloons. It was we don't cater to your kind around here with your overalls and posh bagosh.
How do you extra white trash the Hatfields and McCoys? Like this is fucking
crazy.
Incredible.
And the street, they said the shops were like mirrored, like one side of the farmers stuff and then the rancher stuff, and the banks were right across the street from each other, and it was like the mirror replica of a town on the other side. It was like Rock Ridge. We'll make a fake one. It's a Blazing Saddles reference for you people. Legend has it here. I love Legend has it. This is from the town website. That a rancher spotted a farmer that he didn't like on the other side of the street. I think it would be all of them. He had a pistol, and he shot at this guy from the other side of the street. There he is. I don't know what this farmer could have done to piss him off. He missed. And he hit a plow, and it ricocheted, and then killed a fellow rancher on the same side of the street as him.
That's awesome.
So he shot, ricocheted, came back, killed his buddy. Bing, pow, boom, Bill, fuck, goddamn it. That must have been hilarious to watch. If I had a time machine, that's what I'd use it for.
Where I'm going.
To go right back to that exact time and see that happen and laugh my ass off at that. Because he wouldn't have the balls to shoot again.
No.
He'd be freaked the fuck out. So you could laugh at him all day. Ha, 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 you dumb son of a bitch. Oh, that's amazing.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's awesome. But they had, the town was incorporated in 1912, and like I said, they dropped the middle part of it. They built a brick courthouse and had they had a bear barbecue. I don't know what that is.
Ugh.
What is that?
I don't know.
Is that a Colorado thing?
They
cooking bear?
A bear. I got a lot of feedback last time we were talking about bear steaks that shit is gross.
I would think it would be.
Super fatty, like we were talking about. It's greasy and gross. They have a whole barbecue about it. They have a whole cookout.
I don't know if it's a cookout or if it's they had a brick courthouse with a dedicated bear barbecue. So I don't know if that's like getting like a brick pizza oven, except super weird and mountainy.
Or maybe it's like Honey Bear's barbecue downtown. They don't have any bear in there, and that shit is amazing.
It's just good barbecue. Yeah. Thank God it's not bear.
No bear.
The county was named for Samuel Hitt Elbert, is his name. Hitt, H-I-T-T. Yeah. He was the governor of the territory of Colorado when it was formed. So that's where he got Elbert. It was They reduced the size of it in 1889. That doesn't matter. May 31st, 1935, the worst flood ever to come to the whole area washed away part of the town. Always a flood, always a fire, every single time. Homes and businesses were destroyed. The usual flood. Right. Livestock swept downstream. 4 people died, which, I mean, that's not that many for a flood. Right. Floodwaters were described as a half-mile wide, 12 to 15 feet high, and, quote, the speed of a fast horse. Yeah. So, I mean, you can...
the fuck fast that is.
I don't know how fast that is, but you can imagine a horse runs pretty fast, and the water going that fast would have been tough. The townspeople had to rebuild after it was destroyed. Sure. Which at least they didn't just walk away.
You got to admire their resiliency, but if you've got flimsy shit that washes away,
well, I think they probably just built it better next time.
It's happened once.
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
We're not building back with concrete. We're going to do the same shit we just did. It's flammable and floats. But let's get the fuck out.
Hasn't happened since 1935.
Oh, that's a good point.
Fingers crossed, everybody.
Maybe it was a fluke.
For Kiowa. It's got a bunch of rankings here in this website I saw. It is America's number 3 in America's best cities for a healthy retirement.
Wow.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Still? Right now?
It's number 3 most and least risky places for identity theft, which I don't know how it's both of those.
Because they don't have computers.
Probably.
Wait, least and most
Least
risky?
and most, which I don't understand how you
do that.
No, I don't know how you, but it's ranked. It's both of them, I found. Number 3.
What the fuck?
That's what I said. I said, is this, I had to read it
criteria?
5 times. I'm like, so.
Per capita?
I have no idea. It has to be per capita,
That's what
obviously.
it is.
Yeah, it's a small town.
It's you're least likely because there's how many people? 600 or whatever?
More likely because half of them have had their identity stolen. Sure, that's only 350 people, but still, it's half the town. Number 3, America's manliest sports cities, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know if that means they tolerate, I have no idea. Athlete groping on the side. I don't know.
They have cock-offs? What is this?
You can grope a fan. It's grope a fan night, so be careful, ladies.
How manly of a sport can you get? I mean, football is pretty fucking manly.
I don't get it. There's no sports
there. Kiowa.
Number 3, also, in cities on the edge of greatness for this one list, which I don't know what it's on the edge of. I'll tell you what it is on the edge of. It's number 2 in wrinkle ranking cities at most risk for skin damage by 2040. So look out for that.
Holy shit.
So you're going to be some leathery, manly son of a bitches just taking in your greatness.
Getting your identity stolen.
While your people thieve your identity left and right. It's going to be beautiful.
Jesus, this town sucks.
It sounds a piece of shit. Sorry, Kiowa, but you know you're lacking.
Knew it.
1920, they had 148 people. By 1980, there was 206 people. So they
doubled it over 60 years.
It's not even. They added 50 people basically.
Wait, what was the total?
1980, there's 206 people. 1920, 148. So they added 58 people in 60 years. So a person a year, basically. Good for you guys. But then it went up a little bit. Right now, there's 748 people here, which is up 172% since 1990. Okay. They had 275 in 1990. But now people are going to these small towns. Sure. And it's becoming a thing and driving up the prices, as we'll find out, too. Okay. Median age in this town, 39.2, a couple years higher than the normal, the average. More females than males by a long shot here. It's like 53% female, which is just a weird anomaly that I'm going to chalk up to low population and just, you get weird numbers like that. There's not even 1,000 people, so it's hard to really put these percentages. It is what it is, but it's not that big of a sample size. A lot of kids there, a lot of young people, and a lot of people ages 65 to 74, which tells me that science there has expanded to the point where elderly ladies are having children.
Those wrinkly broads.
That's what it is. Yeah. And those people, they're probably not even 65. The people just looked at them and went, they got to be 65. They're only 42. Their skin is so ravaged by the, sun or reflection off the fucking snow. I have no idea why.
And they're cranking out kids for a new Social Security number.
Absolutely. They got to have those. Somebody ganked theirs. They need a new one. That's what's happening here. I'm telling you right now.
We got to make a new one.
Got to make a new one. More married than usual here. Way less never married. Only 21% never married here, which is normally about a third. A little more widowed than normal. Twice as many divorced as normal. Also, twice as many single with no children here.
Interesting.
So get yourself out there swinging with some skin damaged folks.
You betcha.
Race of this town, it's not too hard to feel here. 89% white, as you might imagine. 0.11% black. So, wow, that is not a lot of black people in a town of that size.
That's one dude.
It would be 11.
0.11?
Jesus Christ, that is not a lot.
0.11%?
0.11 out of a thing. Yeah, Jesus, that'd be 11 out of 1,000.
Yeah, that's less than 10 dudes.
That's bad. That's not a lot.
That's really bad.
Yeah, that's not great. 2.08%. Our math is probably wrong, by the way. It's on the fly, and neither of us have slept, so you get what you get. Sorry. 2.08% Asian, which is about half the norm. A few more Native Americans than normal, but it's still only 1%. And 6.34% Hispanic. So pretty fucking white here.
It's very Colorado.
It's very, it seems to be the makeup of Colorado outside of the Broncos.
Yeah.
So, 15.3% of the people here are religious. 15.3.
Is that the lowest
yet? That's the lowest yet.
Wow.
I'm going to move there just for this. This is terrific. You guys have figured that shit out.
Skin damage be damned.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah. God damn it. Skin damage and Jesus to the side. I don't care. So 15%. Normal's about 50-50. 1.3% Baptist. You got about 4.5% Catholic. 3.2% LDS. It snows there, so they're going to be blending right in there.
And it's close to Utah.
Oh, any of those mountain areas, they're in there. 0.0% Jewish.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't think so. 0.0% Muslim. No, thank you. They don't want they're not into this town either. 25% of the people here voted Democrat in the last presidential election. 72.5% voted Republican. So strong conservative town here. Unemployment rate's about 3.2%. That, of course, doesn't count the elderly people who I'm sure aren't working.
They better not be.
Lazy bastards out there. What are you doing? You're 80 years old, just sitting around relaxing all day?
I'm 28.
But resting your weary bones, are you?
I'm 28 and still lazy. I just look like shit.
Just look like shit. 25 and I'm just look terrible. I'm ravaged by the sun. Just had a baby though, so there's that. And
I'll get it back on track.
And you don't have a social security number I could use, do you? Because I got that's a problem also that I need to work out. Unemployment rate here, like I said, 3.2%. The household income here is just about normal. Average is $53,482. Here it's $52,778. So we're pretty close to normal. A lot of the jobs, construction, it's about 3 times as much construction because it's up 172% in population. So they're building shit faster than people can buy it, or they're buying shit faster than people can build it. Some educational services because a lot of people work at the college that's nearby there. So food services is actually less than normal, which a town like this, I guess there's not a lot of restaurants. I'm not sure. Cost of living, 100 being average, par, normal. Cost of living is $148 here. So it's a little bit high. And the thing that's the most high is housing, which is a $222. Median home cost here, $415,600 to live in a town of 748 people.
$400,000
in the middle of nowhere.
Right in the middle.
Right, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
Now they have a lot of houses here that are worth less, that are like older. That 20% of the houses are worth less than $20,000. So they have
20%.
that. 20%. Those are like older ones that are, whatever, run down older ones. And then there's all the new ones are expensive. And if we've convinced you by our praise and love of Kiowa, Colorado to move there, we have for you the Kiowa, Colorado Real Estate Report. The average 2-bedroom rental here goes for about $1,640.
The balls
on you. But that's actually, it's like twice as much to buy a house, so that's like not that much higher than the average. So it seems like renting is the thing to do here. I found a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot little home that needs some work. It's a little messed up. $249,000 flat for it. I found a lot of like vacant lots, a lot of properties and things like that, but these are just houses here. Found a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,779 square foot house. It's a little more up to date and it's not too bad. $344,800. Then I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3,339 foot house on 120 acres. It's just a lot of flat land for you. $975,000.
About $1 million.
About $1 million, but at least you get 120 acres. I mean, if that's what you're into.
That's pretty dope.
It's pretty cool. Things to do here. Obviously, it's going to be just overwhelmed with things to do in this area.
Get a job to pay your fucking mortgage.
Get a job to get 3 jobs and all the drive an hour 20 to Denver, work there, then shoot down to Colorado Springs, take your next shift. It's fucking rough, man.
My Christ.
The Kiowa Pumpkin Festival, baby. Oh, shit. Come on down. Join us.
It's kicking off right now.
Oh, it's happening right now. Get your asses out there. Join us for a morning of fun. Pumpkins are free to the kids while supplies last. So who knows how long how much supply there is. There will be carnival games and trick or trunk, whatever the fuck that is. Hot cider and hot chocolate. And mark your calendars, 4 exclamation points.
All of them.
Don't forget that at all.
Trick or trunk is when it's usually called trunk or treat. Trick or trunk sounds like a fucking game you play with somebody you're fucking hitchhiking with.
It sounds like something that someone would take you in a basement and say, we're going to play trick or trunk, and you're going to end up in a gimp mask with your butthole hurting.
I think they meant to do trunk or treat and fucking mixed it up.
Probably.
That's what I think happened.
Who knows?
It's usually in a parking lot. People back up their cars.
Did they test nuclear weapons in this area? Because maybe that's the problem. I'm not sure, but Something's wrong with these people.
Trick or trunk, fucking idiots.
Also, there's a rodeo and a parade in Elizabeth, which is nearby. Yeah. And it says, this is the quote from here, quote, "We can't think of a better way to kick off rodeo weekend than with a parade." Who could? Bring the kids and the grandparents and the neighbors.
Yeah.
Everybody you know to enjoy columns of horses, rodeo queens, which... I want to see.
If it comes with the rodeo.
I saw the picture and it was a bunch of like young, freaky looking girls with big blonde hair with hats on. But I really want it to be rodeo queens a lot. Riding through this town. That's so
drag queens.
Fucking bad. Oh, just freak this town out. That'd be awesome. I would go to that. That'd be so cool.
RuPaul on horseback?
Just all sorts of, that'd be great.
RuPaul and all his friends just parading through.
Hi, y'all.
Hey,
going, I would love it. People just with their kids and grandparents go all freaked out in a 700-person town going, I don't understand what's happening.
The fuck is
what's
going
happening
on?
Here? What's that? They fire off a shot, it comes back, hits one of the other ones. Damn it, not again. It's a bunch of Yosemite Sams in this town.
We can't think of a better thing to do with a rodeo than a parade, because every rodeo has a parade.
They all do.
And we're out of fucking ideas.
That's it.
We can't think because we thought of trick or trunk.
Yeah, they're all messed up. Rodeo queens from all over the region, fire trucks and antique cars. There's something for everyone. See, that's wink, wink. They're queens, rodeo queens. At the Elizabeth Stampede Rodeo Parade, it looks super weird. Yeah. I'm just going to say that. Crime rate in this town, what we're interested in, the heart of the matter here. Property crime is less than average, about 20% under the average. It's a little bit low. Violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and assault. Don't forget about assault. The Mount Rushmore of crime is about 1/3 below the average. Okay. So it's a pretty safe little town. It's got expensive houses, but it's not that affluent. It's a very kind of interesting town. And we're going to go all the way back we're going to start here in 1976. We're going to get to this town in about 1979. That's why I told you how many people were there in 1980.
Got it.
It's about 200 people in this town when we're dealing with this.
Okay.
So very small amount of people. It's a very small town, and it's kind of out by itself out there, especially in 1980. It's just oh,
Jesus, it was further than an hour in 1980.
Yeah, it's out there. I don't know what the highway system has improved since then in Colorado. I'm not sure.
Colorado Springs and Denver have gotten so big now. Like Colorado Springs is only like 300,000 people, but it's so stretched. When you drive from Colorado Springs to Denver, it's 60 miles in between the two, but it's like legitimately 5 minutes of actual wildlife.
Well, I know the Denver airport is in East Colorado Springs, as a matter of fact. So that's, if you've ever been to the Denver airport, you're like, what city are we in now? Still Denver? Really? Because I haven't seen a fucking thing yet.
Where's that goddamn horse?
I haven't seen.
We're close.
I have not seen John Elway once, so I don't believe you. I'm sorry. I feel like he greets everyone.
They've got a horse with these glowing red eyes.
Yeah.
That you see that and you go, cool, we're about halfway to the airport.
Yeah, it's coming.
And now back to the show.
Well, we go back to 1976.
Yeah.
We'll start there. We'll start in St. Cloud, Minnesota, as a matter of fact. We're going to start there, which is, Minnesota outside Minneapolis. There's a woman there named Bev Servio. Okay. She is kidnapped at this point. She's kidnapped. It's her and her 9-month-old daughter are in a car and they're kidnapped. It's horrible. The complaint for this kidnapping, they talk about, it's a quote, this is 70s language too. So, think about how bad this must have been for 70s language, because in the 70s they were kind of like, with sexual assaults, they were just like, whatever. Like she got felt up a little. Like they weren't real sensitive to shit in the 70s is what we're saying. They call this a quote aggressive sexual assault, which sounds like brutal in 70s language. This Bev Servio was stripped below the waist. The man assaulting her he stripped below the waist. He was armed with a knife and he forced her to drive. So he's a naked man with a knife sitting in your passenger seat while you got your 9-month-old daughter in the back seat, which sounds like the most terrifying thing in the world. This Bev was smart, and she drove her car off the road and discombobulated the whole thing, grabbed her kid out of the back seat and ran for her life through the woods, basically, to get away from this man.
After the rape?
This was afterwards, made her drive afterwards, and that's when she pulled over because he was making her drive out so he could go kill her. He was going to go kill her and her kid. Yeah. And she said, quote, I knew I would have been dead. He would have killed me and my daughter. That was her quote. And so she was smart to get away. I mean, at that point, she had nothing to lose, I think. She was like, fuck it, take it off the road and see what happens here. Maybe he'll go through the windshield.
Hero stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he put his seatbelt on.
No.
He fucking might have pinned down
put his pants on.
He didn't even have pants, so that's what I mean. Well, if you don't have pants, I don't think you're taking proper safety measures at all. This guy, the perpetrator of this was a man, or I guess alleged, because we'll find out why. We have to kind of say that, but he did it. Was a guy named Michael Bartoszewski. Okay. He's 17 years old at the time. So for a 17-year-old to do something this complicated, to kidnap a woman, to be that aggressive, because most kidnap rapists, when they see the baby, that's not in their plan. Well, it's just not in their plan. No, it's an extra pain in the ass they got to deal with. I know what you're saying.
It's a turn off to the committing of the
it's like turn off thing. like an ignition turn off. Like the whole thing shuts down. Right. Exactly. Maybe that's one area where we probably need to choose our words very carefully.
Extremely carefully. That was a real dumb thing
extremely
to say.
Carefully. We caught it. It's fine. We explained what we're talking about.
Okay.
So, for a 17-year-old to not care, to kidnap a woman, aggressively sexually assault her at 17, that's very 17-year-olds, judging by the Mindhunter book, the John Douglas book, when he's talking about how they develop and how killers develop, usually when it's like an elderly person, someone who's defenseless, something like that, that's when they think it's a teenager a lot of times, because they think it's somebody who is getting started, and they picked what they think is an easy target, and they'll work their way up to a regular
overpowering a woman that's younger,
a jogger or somebody like that, somebody that they're whatever. But this,
and with a dismount, with a plan of taking her into the woods to kill,
pantsless, pantsless,
fuck pants,
no murder pants for this guy.
It's a brave man.
Yeah, he's got a murder nutsack. This guy. So this is ridiculous, man. That's just. The future that what the future holds for this kid is the sky's the limit, as far as this goes. He is, this Bartoszewski's had some juvenile problems, as you might imagine.
Yeah.
It's not like it's super weird. He's a straight A student, captain of the football team, class president and treasurer, which I don't know how he had time for both while quarterbacking the football team and all that. Plus he dates a head cheerleader. So that was a lot of time for him.
4-H and all that shit.
4-H and all that shit. And then one day, stripped to the waist, kidnaps a mother and baby and rapes her horribly and tries to kill her in the fucking woods.
Holy shit.
That doesn't happen normally. No, there's signs. He was convicted of a lot of little things as a juvenile. He was just kind of a juvenile menace tearaway. He's convicted of running away from home a couple times. How many times do you have to be run away before they actually charge and convict you of it? The first couple times they're just going to bring you back to your parents. You're not going to jail. But after a while, it's like, for Christ's sake, we're tired of looking for this shithead. He's going to fucking jail. And also felony theft of an auto, which...
He's stealing cars.
As a teenager, it's escalation. He's got a lot of escalation. His last arrest came before this, was in August the year before, for allegedly stealing a CB radio, Texas Tinder. It is the mid-'70s. That was the height of technology.
Stole a Midland.
Stole a CB radio and a radar detector, which was hot shit technology back then.
What, did he rob a big rig?
From a truck parked in the city. So this is what I mean. But that's ballsy to go into a truck and take
because that dude's usually asleep in the fucking back
in the
and you don't want to fuck with those guys.
No, he'll come out and swing a fucking wrench at you. Those guys are, they're defending their home at that point. They're sleeping there. Of course they're insane.
Holy
Get out of my fucking house. I'll break your fucking skull open. So that's ballsy.
Right.
So he's escalating, steals a car, breaks into shit. He's doing, I don't even know if that's an escalation. That might be a parallel move, but he's doing a bunch of shit. He's fanning out his criminal palette, I guess. He's doing whatever. Now, he's charged with those. He's charged with felonies against her. 4 felonies: the sexual assault and kidnapping, all sorts of shit.
2.
Yeah, also theft of an automobile because he made her all sorts of shit. I don't remember if it was attempted murder or not, but
the dick out thing should be a thing.
The dick out, just driving with your dick out, I think, is an extra charge against the driver's will, which would be a definite charge. He ended up being released on that charge, the CB radio. He was charged. He was released from bail from jail on a $5,000 bond, in that one, and then he's also arrested here, and he's bonded out again after this assault in 1976.
You can bond out on vicious rape.
Apparently, they end up. The charges are pending, and by 1978, they still nothing's happened yet.
Holy shit!
It is. That's how aggressive they were with aggressive sexual assault in the 70s. They were just like, I don't know if he comes around.
Don't you do
we'll
this
pick him
again,
up.
Junior.
Yeah, stop that now. You put your dick away, Mister. November.
We'll let you out. You swear to keep pants on.
You're going to keep your pants on the whole time, right? All the time.
Right.
No matter who you talk to. Now, we know you're full of shit there,
and
Bob.
He said, all right.
All right. He just shrugged. All right. So 1978 comes around. November of 1978, he's in Nevada at this point. He has run away. Obviously, he's not supposed to be leaving Minnesota with these horrible charges pending against him. And he also has other charges pending against him, too, for thievery and all that other shit. So he's in Nevada hitchhiking. So he's got a great future right away. He's 19 years old, 20 years old, hitchhiking through Nevada while wanted on sexual assault warrants in Minnesota. This is just shaping up to be a hell of a life he's got going. Too bad he quit the football team, huh?
The more terrifying part is that
he's
about to be picked up.
Ticking time bomb, man. Yeah, he's hitchhiking
That's
through.
So scary. He's the reason you don't pick up hitchhikers.
No.
Damn it.
Well, this is even worse. No, this is what I thought, too. The whole time I see the beginning of the story, I'm reading of these documents, and I'm like, he's hitchhiking. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Some woman's going to pick him up, and something bad's going to happen. Somehow, it gets worse, actually, than that.
Oh, boy.
He finds a friend, is what he finds instead.
No,
this is fucking ridiculous. This is what I mean. Sometimes, every once in a while, we have these chance meetings of people that is just a bad cocktail, and God damn it, I wish that person would have stayed where they were 5 extra minutes and not crossed that person's path.
Yeah.
And that's where we are right now.
Oh, boy.
He finds a man picks him up, a young man named Boyd Tarwater, which is a fantastic name for a 70s scumbag sidekick to a shithead, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Boyd Tarwater. That sounds like B team of the Manson Club, the Manson clan, doesn't it? Tarwater. He came in after after they killed Sharon Tate and all that was done. He came in afterwards and looked for like souvenirs and shit. And they said, Tarwater, get in there and fucking sweep around and make sure that we got everything.
How's your Pentastar? How you doing all right with
paint that shit up.
You know how to write pig?
Y'all know how to spell? So. This guy, now, by the way, Michael Bartoszewski wasn't going anywhere in particular. Wasn't like, where are you headed? He's just like, wherever the fuck your car's going,
Not
mister.
here.
Just away from here.
Yeah.
Just don't stay in the same place too long and be a drifter. Be a wanted drifter, I guess. So Boyd also has no real specific destination either. His only destination is east away from California because he is AWOL from the Navy.
Oh,
so he's AWOL from the Navy, driving a truck that he stole in Guadalupe, California.
Holy fuck!
Into Nevada, picking up pantsless sexual assaulter armed with a knife. So this is insane.
Can you imagine that conversation? Where are you going? Anywhere but here. I'm wanted about two states over.
You too?
Oh, let me tell you.
Name's Boyd. Nice to meet you. If you couldn't say I stuck my hand out, that's why I need to go to a live show. Name's Boyd. Just a pleasure to meet you. Just a pleasure.
Saddle up, partner. You are not going to believe this story.
Wow. See this truck? That ain't even mine. I stole it. Where? Guadalupe, California. Who the hell cares? I don't know.
I don't know.
Who gives it? Who gives a shit? Because it's my truck now. Woo!
Climb up.
So these two are a match made in fucking heaven, obviously.
Or hell.
Or hell or whatever. These two, AWOL from the Navy. Funny part is, I have a friend that this guy I used to hang out with, and I loved him because all of his stories were insane.
Yeah.
Because half of them would start out with sentences like, and this is an actual start of his sentence. He goes, so I was AWOL from the Navy. And I'm like, what? He goes, I was AWOL from the Navy. Yeah, I took off a few times. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? All of his stories start out like that. Like, so I'm on a weekend leave from the fucking prison camp. And, I decide to go down to Honduras for the day. I'm like, what? You can't do that. Like, he's shit like that. He's insane. Yeah. So, I feel like this is that guy kind of, except that guy things turned out well for.
Yeah.
This one, Boyd, we'll find out how Boyd Tarwater turns out here.
You never go AWOL and end up in another country. That's a terrible problem.
Well, yeah, because then where are you going to get back, or how are you going to go between borders? They're looking for you.
And if you get in trouble there, you are in so much trouble.
Fucked. Yeah,
you disappeared without leave,
you're in deep shit.
So much trouble.
You're in deep shit here, and he's in deep shit. And I feel like the mid '70s, the late '70s, people were fleeing the Navy like crazy and driving eastward. So
you want a story?
I'll tell you a story.
I got you a story.
I got you a story.
So I took my friends to Tijuana, and we got really drunk. They were in the Navy. They didn't have chits. I've told that part of this story. I'll tell you the rest of the story. It's a great fucking story. We almost got in trouble because we were in the bars in Tijuana drinking, and then we heard these like loud whistles, like police whistles, not like a referee whistle, whistle.
Yeah.
And we started panicking because we didn't know what was going on. Then like this group of people start running towards us, and we're all looking at each other like, what the fuck's going to happen? And they jammed tequila. They jammed tequila bottles in our mouth and tipped our head back and shook our heads around. And they did this like 6-8 times. We were shithouse drunk. And we get out on the street and we are so drunk, we don't know where we are. I'm like, what do we do? Where are we going? And we just drove there. So we've got to drive back to America at some point. And I feel like a little tug on my pocket, and I look back, somebody's trying to pick my pocket. So I smack a hand, and I'm like, we need to get inside somewhere. I'm out of there was something else other than tequila in that bottle. And I am now
they're definitely poisoning
losing my mind.
Yeah.
We go into a bar that happens
in Tijuana. This isn't an ethnic thing.
This happens to be a strip club.
An actual, if you're at Tijuana strip clubs, you take what you get.
We wander into back rooms. It's like a hallway lined with doors, and we all go into a door. And then strippers came in, one for me, one, I imagine.
Long story short, got some penicillin and everything was fine. No, sorry.
Got a lap dance, and these titties, they were amazing. The greatest things I've ever felt. And then she like slid my hands down her belly to her. There was a dick, James.
Well, yeah. You're in a Tijuana strip club. Anything that happens, you go, all right, because that's where you are.
I felt it. I felt the dick, and I walked out, and I'm like, I was resigned to keeping this story to myself.
And you're like,
and
that's fine for you, but I'm going to go home now. Not what I'm into.
The doors popped open, and I was like, we got to go. And they're like, you're damn right we got to go. And I was like, you guys got dudes too. It was a fucking like a transsexual strip club. Anyway, long story
we don't
short,
know anything.
You don't leave the country without permission.
Yeah.
And you don't go
that's
shit countries like that where you're going to get in trouble.
And people are going to say now Jimmy is transphobic.
No.
It has nothing to do with transphobic. It has to do with, in a sexual situation, he prefers to not have another penis around. That's all it is. That's
and when you're
literally all it is.
Drunk, it was
and
terrifying.
It's fine. Whatever you're into, whether you want a penis or not, or you don't care, that's all fine. Right. And Jimmy in particular,
you like to be warned
he'd
about
rather to not have another penis. He'd rather his penis be the one there.
The most horrifying thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, because you're not expecting it. It's not scary. So I'm surprised these two didn't end up in the same place. Yeah. I really am not. Like, these two should have ended up in the, what's the Tarantino fuck? Dusk Till Dawn. They should have ended up there.
Twister.
I feel like that's where they were heading. Doesn't it feel like it? Like someone's going to turn into a vampire. Weird shit's going to happen here. Super fucked up. So these two get to be buddies on the road. Yeah. It doesn't take long. They're kindred spirits. Yeah. They're a couple of on-the-run 70s dirtbags. I mean, what the hell do you want here? And Bartoszewski's like a skinny, squirrely dude with glasses and kind of shaggy hair and 70s looking. He's very, I don't know, he's kind of I don't want to say Dahmer-y, but he doesn't look anything like Dahmer, but he's that kind of type. Yeah. Like just kind of a squirrely glasses wearing.
I see him in one of those jean jackets with like the wool on the collar.
Oh, it was the 70s, I'm sure. He had some fringe hanging from it. Yeah, you know it. And he's just like, man, I just want to keep on trucking. Just let me in. We'll get in the convoy and we'll hit it up. Those are all the 70s references I really have right now. Name's Boyd. Name's Boyd. We're going to get along just fine.
Funniest guy.
You can ride up front with me. So they get to be buddies enough to where Michael suggests that come with me to Colorado. I know a place in Colorado where I could possibly get a job from a guy who owes me money. Now, I don't know who owes a 20-year-old rapist from another state money. I don't know how he who the fuck borrowed money from him? Yeah. How did that happen?
How did he have expendable to loan?
To loan, a thing to give that it owed money for, a product, a good, a service, anything. What the fuck did he do to earn this money? I have no idea. Yeah. But he tells old Boyd Tarwater here, if you come with me to Colorado, maybe both of us can get jobs from this guy that owes me money. So seems fair enough if you're a drifter who's AWOL from the Navy and this guy brings up, you can go get a cash job. You're like, what the hell? Let's do it. So they end up heading to Colorado, and shocker, they head to Kiowa, Colorado, is where they end up. The man who owes Michael money, allegedly, or whatever, is a guy named Richard Talbot. Okay. So Richard Talbot here, him and his wife Nancy live in Kiowa, and they have 4 children, and they live in a home in Kiowa, Colorado. Okay. So they're hanging out, and these two show up in the driveway. A great sight. This is the thing. Like, if you're married and have kids and shit, like, you don't want one of your buddies to pull up. You don't want one of your buddies. Even if it's your buddy, you're like, oh, fuck, he's here unannounced. She's going to bitch about this. There's no way she's going to be happy with this. And I don't blame her, because it was the other way around. I'd be like, why don't you fucking tell me people are coming over? Don't just drop in. Instead, it's 2 dirtbags fresh off the road in a stolen truck, AWOL from the Navy and wanted for rape in another state, going, hey, how you doing, Richard? Let me say, hi, kiddo. I'm Boyd. It's fucking ridiculous. This is not what you want pulling in your driveway.
Did you see the sign out front of my house that said fugitive storage?
No fugitive storage. This is one of those where you just close the curtains. Hit the deck, kids, and everybody lie on the floor perfectly still.
Answer the door.
Don't answer the door. Just whatever you do, don't answer it. So they arrive there in late November, Tarwater and this lunatic here, Michael Bardashevsky. So they arrive there. Talbot ends up, shockingly enough, because this sounds like a total bullshit flake scenario too. There's a fella stayed over who owes me money. I bet he'll give us some work. That does not sound promising. That's how little prospects they had, that they shrugged and went, all right, and did that. That does not sound like a thing that you drive another state for. It's not a real secure thing.
That's a hell of a plan.
It's a hell of a plan. Nobody texted him ahead of time and go, hey, Rich, can you maybe hook me up with that? Hey, Dickie Talbot, maybe you got a job for me? He just shows up. And this guy was probably so scared of these guys where he's like, I'll just get him a job. Fuck it. I don't know.
Or strong arm somebody.
Yeah, I don't know what to, or maybe he's a really nice guy, because this is above and beyond. And this reminds me of Satanic Bill a lot, who I've talked about in Crime and Sports. The gentleman who was an older gentleman who came to town with the carnival, and my friend somehow ended up letting him live in his basement of his parents' house, and they ended up getting him in trouble, robbing a concession stand thing, and a bunch of people ended up getting arrested, and Satanic Bill went to prison because he had a long record, and he sent letters to my friend Kevin telling him he was going to kill him from prison, which was fucking hilarious, watching how scared my friend was of this crazy guy who he called Satanic Bill, was going to murder him when he got out. And he was telling him how he was going to murder him and everything else. It was pretty goddamn entertaining.
I'm going to force sweet tarts and pixie sticks down your fucking throat.
That's it. And he got out of prison, let him move back into the house. Swear to God. Didn't kill him. At that point, he started carrying around a gun in his waistband and shit, and I'm like, okay, that's enough for Satanic Bill. He was the one, I described people smoking crack on Crime and Sports.
That's our
guy.
He
was the one who introduced the crack to these guys, which is funny. He was the...
Satanic Bill brought the crack to the
Satanic Bill was the Pied Piper of crack. A carny, a traveling carny freak who decided to stay behind. Shocking, right? The Pied Piper of crack he was. So these people, that's what you want. So you
living in your fucking
in a teenager's basement. Yeah. This guy was like 26, and my friend was like 16, and he's living in his bed. How did he talk his parents into that?
That's what I'm trying to think of.
How did the parents go, let's let this 26-year-old carny into our fucking basement around? They had like 5 kids. Let's let him sleep in the basement. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure that won't go wrong. And it didn't. Until they were all arrested and death threats came forthcoming.
I found these clear tubes with a bulb on the end.
Yeah, anything about that?
It's all black. That's weird.
I don't know. Very strange, isn't it?
They call it a glass dick, Mom.
Yes,
Go back to
let me
bed.
explain it to you. It's a light bulb that blew out. Don't worry about it. Specialty bulb.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, man. But this Talbot gets them a job. Gets them both a job.
Wow.
It actually worked. They drove all the way there, and on it all sounds like it's not. First of all, you're not going to make it there in a stolen truck. They're going to end up getting arrested. Oh. Or then when you do get there, you're not going to be able to find this guy. Right. Or when you do, he's going to go, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't owe you money. Or he'll say, I do owe you money. Here's your $100. I'm not getting you a fucking job. There's so many things that are going to possibly go wrong. Instead, everything goes right for Bartoszewski and Tarwater. This Richard Talbot gets them a job at his landscaping business because he owns it, so that makes sense. And if that's not enough goodwill and amazingly nice things, he lets them share a basement room. Not only a basement room, okay? Not like you two take the basement. His 12-year-old son lives down there, too. So you two bunk up with my 12-year-old, and I'm sure you're going to be a great influence on him. AWOL man and aggressive sexual assaulter. This is going to be great for everyone. We're trying to teach him things. We're trying to teach him worldliness. Tell him how to be on the run and maybe how to hotwire a 74 Chevy truck out of Guadalupe.
That you still got sitting in my fucking driveway.
They're still, this is the thing too. They keep this truck the whole time they're there. They pretend it's their truck with out-of-state plates on it from another stolen. Like, what the fuck is happening in this town that no one's even, I get there's only 200 people there, but no one's checking anything.
The cops should even be like, haven't seen that truck. Oh, it's from California. Maybe we should check on that.
Look at those two complete dirtbags inside. Maybe we'll just run the plates. They're the only two dirtbags I haven't seen around. So let's just run their plates. I'm bored because it's Kiowa, fucking Colorado. There's 200 people here. Jesus Christ. I just got called because someone's grandmother farted and they didn't like the smell. That's the calls I'm getting on a Tuesday afternoon. I'm not happy. So they're letting these two dirtbags share a room with their 12-year-old son in the basement while working for his landscaping company. I don't know if he's just the nicest man around, this Talbot, or I have no idea and has no self-preservation.
It's November. It's cold there.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Maybe he doesn't have enough landscapers.
That's true. Yeah, that's weird for Colorado.
They might quit in this fucking winter.
And it's right around Thanksgiving time too. Maybe he's feeling some holiday goodwill, and these two guys come with a picture jacket that's not quite thick enough, and I wonder if I could get a job. And there's turkey on the table, and there's a fire going.
Come on in.
Feeling real Norman Rockwell, and he's like, "Oh fuck!"
It's like trapped in.
Come on in, guys. Yeah, we got sleeping bags, and let's just bring everybody. We'll have you guys just camp out in the basement. It's going to be fine. I'll get you jobs.
Is that John Lovitz, Dana Carvey, and Nicolas Cage Trapped in Paradise? That's such a great movie. It's so stupid.
It is stupid,
and it's just the same fucking thing.
It's the same movie.
They robbed a bank and then they couldn't get out.
It's like The Ref. They robbed the thing and they can't get out. And trapped in Kevin Spacey, which is a good movie too.
I like that one.
Kevin Spacey and Dennis Leary and Catherine O'Hara, man. She's fucking.
She is really.
She's rip roaring in that movie. The mother is the greatest in that movie. The mother, the mean mother's so great. When Dennis Leary says, "Lady, your husband ain't dead. He's hiding." That's a great line right there. Never forget that shit. So anyway, this mess of a shithole here.
Slipper socks, medium.
Slipper socks, medium. That's hilarious. Oh, that's amazing. So all the way we go to December 15th, 1978. So they've been in town almost a month with a stolen car.
How do you
stolen
do
truck? I have no idea. Stolen truck, driving around, sharing a basement with a 12-year-old, doing cold weather landscaping, which I don't know. What are you, fucking shaping snow at this point?
I don't know.
What are you doing around there?
You're trimming trees that are bending from the ice?
I guess. I don't know what the hell's going on. So that night, Michael and Mr. Tarwater there, Boyd, they decide to spend the evening bar hopping because, hey, they're young landscapers out on the town. Why not?
That's a quick hop. There's only probably 2 or 3.
There's probably not a lot. There's 200 people in this town. I can't imagine how many bars. I'm sure there's other little towns around. Let's go check out the rodeo parade. I hear they got rodeo queens, and I want to see that. Let me tell you something, boy. We'll head to Tijuana after that. So they leave the Talbot house just as Richard's arriving home. So he's arriving home, and these two are leaving. He's probably like, thank fuck, get these two out of the house for a while. They said, hey, come out and join us. Come party with us. And he said, I'm good, thanks. Just getting home from work, and I'm going to go inside. It's Friday.
Right.
I'm going to go inside. It's pizza night with the kids. You know how that is. We got to hook this up here.
Friday nights are great.
Friday nights are good stuff. So now they end up, Talbot and Michael, this is funny. They have a short argument at this point in the driveway. First they say, come out and hang out with us. And he's like, I'm going inside. And he's like, so then they go, well, how about that money you owe me? Why don't you give me that money you owe me? This is Michael asking Talbot for some money. I don't know if it's money he owes him for work
or the other stuff.
Or the other shit. I have no idea. Michael apparently believes that Talbot owes him money, but Talbot also believes Michael owes him money. Owes Talbot money. So
in my house.
They're just going back and forth arguing with, you owe me money, no, you owe me money, which is an insane conversation. And I kind of feel bad for Tarwater at that point. It's like, oh Jesus, I'm in the middle of this guy.
I don't owe anybody money.
I picture Talbot looking in the driver's window while Boyd drives, and Michael's in the passenger seat, and Boyd's just trying to
leaning back,
pulling his head back, like, you guys, it's all right. You're spitting on my face, guys. I'm getting spit from both of you.
Pushing his head into the B
Jesus
pillar.
Christ. Yeah, just back as far as he can. I don't know what's happening here.
This is just a single cab. I wish I'd have stolen a bigger
Maybe
truck.
I could. Now the seat's back all the way. Damn it. Shit. Never mind.
I'm against the back wall.
I'm against the window, guys. There's nothing more I can do. Quit spitting on me. So they get in an argument here. Now Talbot says, all right, it's Friday night. I'm fucking tired. I've had enough. He just says, let's just talk about it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning. It's just, you're going out to party. I want to go inside. We're not going to agree on this right now. Let's agree to disagree, talk about it in the morning. So that's what they do. Michael and Boyd drive off to party it up that evening. They go to several bars that night. Like I said, they must have gone to 4 counties back to find them that back then. Or it might have been a town of 200 people with 5 bars in it, which those happen. Yeah. So they spend the evening visiting a bunch of bars. They played pool. They had a fucking grand old time.
Yeah.
Played pool, drank beer, everything. Over the course of the evening, they end up visiting the Stagecoach Inn in Franktown, Colorado. So, I mean, they're just going from small town. I hear there's a bar over in that town because they're not from here. What the fuck do they know? They're just asking around, where are their bars?
Blazing drunk down county roads.
That's it, yeah. Just shit-faced in a stolen car with sexual assault charges and AWOL from the Navy floating over you. See, imagine living that free. Imagine living like that. How paranoid about you are you being one day late on your fucking electric bill? Seriously, I don't want to turn my shit off. Like, we're paranoid about these guys who are just screaming down the street, warrants for their arrest, fucking flying in the wind out of the window.
While they're in a stolen vehicle.
In a stolen vehicle out of state. Drinking and driving with hardcore rape charges and federal fucking fleeing charges from the unbelievable.
From the U.S. government.
From the U.S. government. Unreal. This is truly a free existence right here.
This is some white privilege.
This is some white trash privilege. This isn't white privilege. There's white privilege, and then there's white trash privilege.
Is it white trash privilege, or is it white trash arrogance? You know what I mean?
That's what privilege means, is arrogance. I think that's what that is.
It's further than privilege.
This isn't it. This isn't privilege. Right. I don't think they think they're going to get away with anything, or they feel, but I think they're just pieces of shit, and they're just like, let's just do it. Woo! They go places without a fucking plan. I just don't think they think ahead real far, these two.
How many woos do you think were shouted out the windows of these fucking trucks?
The whole way to Franktown. Woo, woo, woo. Whole way back. Woo, woo. But in Franktown, they had trouble starting the pickup truck. So now they have a broken down, stolen pickup truck. No. So they got the assistance here of another bar person who jump started the vehicle for them. Okay. So now they've had this guy jump start a stolen vehicle, which is insane. And people would ask questions. Where are y'all from? Well,
Minnesota.
Your plates say California. Well, I'm from California, but he's
from Minnesota, California.
I was from Minnesota. I was born in Minnesota, but my parents moved out to California when I was 5, and then we bought this truck.
Right.
And here we are. He's not real good at making up stories. He's only got that first part.
But the guy, as he's putting the jumper cables on, just goes, "Where y'all from?" And then both at the same time say different states.
Minnesota, California. Well, I met him in California, but I'm from Minnesota. But I haven't been there in a long time, especially haven't sexually assaulted anyone or kidnapped any women or babies and held them at knife point while my pants were off.
To St. Cloud, never.
So just to let you know. Oh, by the way, stay tuned for the end of this because there's fucking more. this is another one of these, and I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm not looking for cases like this that have fucking surprises where you go, oh, by the way, there's a little more to this guy than we thought there was. And so stay tuned because it's a little disturbing. So, pick up hitchhikers is what we're getting at. So, they eventually, after this, they jumpstart the vehicle. They head back to the Talbots, a wooing and a hooting and hollering the whole time. On the way back to the Talbot home, I don't know what the deal is, but they decide, let's get the fuck out of Colorado. Yeah. I don't know, too many people have seen the car, and they're probably going out to all those bars. People are asking questions. I'm sure they've said too much. Yeah. They're idiots, these guys.
They're drunk.
I can't imagine they have real tight lips and hold to their stories and, hey, don't tell them this and that. They're just saying whatever. They're drunk. Yeah. They're shit-faced. They're doing all this. So they said, okay, let's leave Colorado. Let's get out of here for a while. We'll head over. Boyd Tarwater says, I have some relatives in Kansas. We can head over there and hang out in Kansas for a little while until heat dies down, and then we'll move on. I don't know what their plan is for the next 50 years to move from town to town like the A-Team and try to take shit down. But that's their plan. So that's obviously the fucking plan of champions there that they have. Again, a really well thought out plan. These two should start a business, I would say, because I think that they really have some foresight and they could file all their paperwork properly, and think this would go really well. So they decide to do that, but to do that, they need some money. Yeah. They just went out the bar, blew all their money, and they say, well, since Talbot owes us all that cash, what we'll do is we'll stop by there and I'll steal a bunch of guns that he owns and we can sell them, and then we'll have money to go to Kansas and we can start our little stake there. Again, great plan. Gun stealing, going to another state to visit these vague relatives in a stolen car from another state. Really good plan.
All also, the other back stuff is looming.
Not to mention AWOL from the Navy, sexual assault charges. So there's a lot of things happening here. So Tarwater said they end up going to the Talbot home. Michael says he's going to go in. He's going in to get the guns. I'll do all this. Two of us there is going to look goofy. So, more chance of shit going sour if there's two of us. So I'll go in. I'll be real sneaky. I know what I'm doing.
Two people making noises.
It's good. Yeah, more too many. Two drunks bumping around in a fucking house trying not to wake anybody up, stealing guns is going to not work out. Shh. Shut up.
That'd be a lot of shushing.
Shut the fuck up, Boyd. So
I said, shut up.
Shut up. Now, another thing Tarwater has to do is he has to keep the truck running because if they turn it off, they don't know if they can turn it back on because they got a jump start before. So this fucking lifestyle these two are leading is just hand to mouth as it comes, man. It's frightening. So
the only good decision they've made is to not be in there whisper shouting. Like that's it. That's the best decision they've made yet.
And I'm not even sure. It might have just been because Boyd didn't feel like it. I feel like too because he was tired and drunk, as we'll find out here in a second. So Michael goes into the Talbot home to get their shit from the basement too, because they have their shit in there. So
he's gonna be moving out also.
Yeah. He's like, grab all of our shit and grab the guns and then come back, which seems like a lot of shit to carry out of this house.
Oh my God.
For a skinny 20-year-old kid. So after 5 or 10 minutes, Boyd falls asleep. Tarwater falls asleep in the truck. He's like, well, I'm comfortable. Fuck it. It's got to be chilly in that goddamn truck, but it's running, so maybe it's warm.
Got the heater on.
I can see there's probably no heat in this truck. This seems like trucks that need jump starting all the time that are stolen from other states generally don't have the best heater system. Bad. Yeah, especially in the 70s. Jesus Christ. It's not like now where every car's heat is pretty good. So he falls asleep, dozes off. I mean, he's counting sheep. It's a nice, peaceful night. A lot of stars up there. It's wonderful. After about 5 or 10 minutes, he is awakened by Michael, who pops into the passenger seat and has a blanket wrapped around him and is tapping Boyd on the arm. He's sitting there. Come on, Boyd. He just got out of the thing. So Michael says we have to leave right now and go to Kansas. Let's go. Get out. Let's go. Move. Yeah. Let's go, Boyd. Hurry the fuck up.
Boyd.
Start that. Let's fucking put it in gear and let's get the hell out of here. So it's already started. So they get the hell out of here and they're driving away. Now, Nancy Talbot, who is Richard's wife, she wakes up at about 4 o'clock a.m. This is the next morning, December 16th. It's a Saturday morning. She has to go to the bathroom. She wakes up to go to the bathroom. She notices as she's going to the bathroom that the upstairs closet door was open. This is the same way my friends got caught with the concession stand. They left a little garage door to the concession stand open, and a cop did a drive-by and went, "Why is that open?" And then looked for them. Otherwise, they would have been home free. So this is a little different, though. These people planned about as much as my friends who are on acid with a guy named Satanic Bill who escaped from the carnival. They plan about the same, I would say. So she wakes up, she notices the closet door is open, and then she goes to it, and she notices, as she's closing it, she notices that all the guns that are usually there are now gone. Okay. He keeps a few guns, a shotgun, couple rifles in this closet, and now they're not there. So she walks downstairs and goes down to the basement to see where the hell everybody is, and her son was down there, but not Michael or Tarwater. Because obviously that's her main suspect immediately. Like, well, it's one of these two fucking dirtbags, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Especially after I'm sure her husband said that they argued about money in the driveway, and these two fucking idiots want money, and this is going bad, and you know, whatever. So she goes in there. She didn't see either one of them. She heads back up to the living room, and she notices blood on a pillow on the couch where her 8-year-old daughter had been sleeping before, and she's no longer there. This is Michelle Talbot, who's their 8-year-old daughter. She was sleeping in there. She ends up getting closer and finds Michelle, and finds that Michelle has been brutally stabbed in several places. She's just been stabbed all around. She's in terrible shape, obviously. She's an 8-year-old girl who's been stabbed a lot. She freaks out, obviously, as any fucking buddy would. She wakes her husband up, and to tell him about. I don't even know what you would feel as a parent. You'd lose your fucking mind, and I don't even know the first thing you'd tell him. You'd call somebody. I don't even know. You'd panic. That's just the.
My daughter's 8.
It's a freak
I don't
out.
know what I'd do.
That's what I mean. That's a freak out. Yeah, I have a daughter. I'd
likely just stay by her and
I can't fathom it. That's what I mean. I don't know what you'd do. I remember my daughter had a high fever one time from a bad reaction to a shot, and I had to take her temperature every 15 minutes. I sat there the whole fucking time taking her temperature, and I was freaked out about that, and it was like, it wasn't even a big deal.
She's not losing blood.
This isn't several stab wounds, so I can't imagine what you'd do. She wakes Richard up, and, I assume screaming hysterically, telling him about this. And so they go to call the cops and notice that their phones don't work.
God damn it.
The phone lines have all been cut. So not only has the kid been brutally attacked, but the phone lines have been cut, which is this is insane. This is evil shit right here. This is what I mean. This is progression. Evil shit here. So obviously they end up getting in the car and driving to, I guess the sheriff lived nearby. So they literally drove to the sheriff's house at 4 o'clock in the morning, banging on the door, going, "Holy shit, my daughter." I mean, good God, what a fucking scene. I mean, I can't imagine for everybody involved. It's hard, even for the sheriff too, that now has to go at 4, be awoken to go discover this too. That's horrible. Everybody involved here is no one's coming out a winner here. No. I would say. Now the law enforcement does some investigating. Obviously, they find indications of blood on the doorknob to the upstairs closet, on a nearby piece of paper, and on a wall plaque. Also on the upstairs telephone. They find the telephone lines, which had been cut on both the upstairs and downstairs telephones. So he went around and cut all the telephone lines, not just one, not just the one up by the bedroom, everyone in the house. And also they've been positioned in a manner to conceal the cutting. Okay. So she tried to make it so you couldn't see it, tuck it into that part of the wall.
Push it
do all that shit. So he was trying to hide this as well. Also, a number of items are missing from the house, which is the least of their concerns at this point, but it's helpful for evidentiary purposes here, including 3 guns from the upstairs closet, $283 in cash from the upstairs bathroom, 2 piggy banks, a penny jar, a green rug from the kitchen, a quilt, and a blanket from the basement. Also, a single boot, which apparently had been on the steps leading upstairs. Didn't take both boots.
Just one.
One boot.
Okay.
That's like Steve Martin. It's like Steve Martin from The Jerk collecting his shit. All I need is this one boot and this 283.
I'll bet he filled the boot with some of his
the change.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. He used it as a
wallet,
as a carrying case,
as a coin purse.
It'd have to be. Right. Yeah, I would assume so. So you don't have to carry put 2 jars in it or something. Who the hell knows? So at 4:30 a.m., this is half hour. All this is happening in flux here. Michael Bartoszewski and Boyd Tarwater, they pull into a truck stop, a Husky truck stop in Lyman, Colorado. They have to replace a tire. Now they have a blown out tire. So this is a disaster. Blown out tire, and they're stopping there hoping to get another tire. Boyd decides not to buy a tire from the station because it's too expensive there. So I don't know.
So what's he planning on doing?
I don't know what exactly the plan B is as far as that. You got all these pennies. I don't know. Dump them on the counter. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You got to get the fuck out of Colorado, sir.
Yeah, I would leave quickly, and that's what they try to do. And Michael, this is the scary part. Michael seems to be the smart one here, which is disturbing because he's not that bright, I don't think. So he ends up picking up a bunch of money off the floorboard of the truck and says, we have money, we need to get the fuck out of Colorado, and gets out and negotiates a price for the tire. Okay, that's a little too much, but what about this? Come on, it's 4:30 in the morning, we're trying to, what can you do? You have a used tire maybe, somebody, whatever.
Blood. I'm bleeding.
Look at me, I'm covered in blood, Jesus Christ. So now Tarwater, at this point, while he's negotiating a price, see, when you go into a negotiation, there's a reason why you take a shower, put a tie on, do your hair up, because it makes you feel more formidable. This one, though, he's negotiating. Tarwater's there, the station manager, and another attendant. They all notice, especially the station manager and the attendant, while he's negotiating for a price, very skilled wheeler and dealer, they notice a considerable amount of blood all over his hands, face, and clothes.
It's just there.
Which is, he's covered in blood. His face, his clothes, and his hands. And he's negotiating a tire price while with another dirtbag in a town in a truck with out-of-state plates, and this is just screaming with red flags right now, and nothing is good. They ask him, why you all bloody? I mean, it would be hard to ignore.
It's a good question.
Just real hard to ignore. Why you all bloody? And he says, I had a nosebleed. I lost half the blood in my body through my nasal cavity.
It's a hell of a noseblead, sir.
Clothes, hands, just covered. How much pouring?
He didn't even go with "we hit a deer."
No, he didn't even give the Joe Pesci or the Ray Liotta. I hit a skunk, Karen. All right. He didn't even do that. Not even a blow. He literally went nosebleed. I
had a hangnail. Leave me alone.
I ripped it off. A bad one. It's a bad one. Cuticle's gonna bleed for days. I'll tell you, boy. So this is not really believed by everybody, but it's the 70s. I feel like there's not enough Law and Order and investigation discovery on television, and nobody fucking knows.
And have you had a nosebleed before? It feels like an awful lot of blood. It might be convincing then.
I feel like they're in the middle of nowhere passing through, and he's like, I don't know, boy, I had a crazy nosebleed. What the fuck do I know? I don't think they care. No, I don't think they're on the lookout for maybe they're murderers. It's just, who cares?
I don't know. I might buy it, is my point. I've had nosebleeds where I'm just like standing over the faucet and it just will not fucking stop.
And I don't think this guy probably gets in too many people's business. He's at a truck stop in a pass-through town. He's probably just like, I don't know, all right, and just shrugs and goes, collects the money. How many gallons of gas you gonna take? Like, how many microwave sandwiches you all want?
Keep your head back, son, just in case that thing starts
put
again.
Some toilet paper in there. We got it down aisle 3. We got rolls for $2.49. Like, he's trying to sell him toilet paper out of this thing. So Michael ends up going inside. He gets something to eat and obviously cleans up in the restroom of the restaurant. Christ. The most important thing. Oh, hey, I'm covered in blood. Maybe we shouldn't go state to state while covered in blood. So they end up getting back on the road in their trip to Kansas after they negotiate a tire price. And Michael and Boyd stop at another rest area. They stop at another rest area. This is just across the Kansas border. They just crossed the border. There's a rest area. Michael then takes off he has blood also all over his blue corduroy pants. Covered in blood. So he takes those off and chucks them at the rest stop and puts on a pair of Boyd Tarwater's fatigue pants. So this is cute. Now they're sharing clothes. It's very adorable. That's adorable. Fatigues of all things. Matching. It's very nice. I'm surprised he just didn't leave his pants off, sit there with a knife. He seems comfortable with that. They travel until about 10:30 a.m. So they'd go for 6 more fucking hours, okay, in this car, when finally, out of all of this, from 4 states over, from California, a stolen car with 2 wanted fucking people, one's covered in blood, finally, a Kansas Highway Patrol officer who they had been alerted to, because at this point, the word of this little girl has gotten out, and these 2 are the suspects, and they are fucking looking for them. They're wanted as shit at this point. And they've done enough investigating to figure out that they might be headed to Kansas to relatives of Tarwater. So there's all the state patrol is waiting for this truck here. So they end up finally seeing this people, and the cop turns his lights on, pull the shit over. So Michael tells Tarwater, who's driving, gun it.
Go now.
Go. This truck with blown out tires that doesn't start all the time, that's stolen from Guadalupe. I'm sure it'll outrun the cop car.
See how fast it goes.
And we're obviously the Dukes of Hazzard, so we can fucking do this. They thought they were the Duke boys at this point. Tarwater said, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" No. And he just pulled the goddamn car over because he's like, "No, we're not doing that. This is bad enough as it is." The officer ends up taking them into custody, which obviously immediately into custody. They find in the truck 2 rifles taken from the Talbot home, shotgun taken from the Talbot home, plus a German Shepherd, which they're not sure where they picked the dog up. Somewhere along the line.
What the fuck?
They didn't have the German Shepherd in Lyman, in Colorado. So somewhere between Lyman and mid-Kansas, they picked up a German Shepherd to be their fucking mascot, or I don't know if it was hitchhiking and its paw out. I don't know what was happening. But they picked up a German Shepherd.
We can't just leave it, Boyd. I'm picking it up.
They also took the German Shepherd into custody. They weren't sure about his participation in the crimes. So this is crazy right away. Jesus fucking Christ. German. Why do they have a German? The last thing these people have time or the capability of doing is taking care of a fucking pet.
They can't take care of themselves.
They're wanted in
a dog.
Many states. It's now 3 states they're wanted in for progressively worse crimes.
That is incredible. Incredibly kind of him. How he doesn't give a fuck about an 8-year-old.
No, but
a German Shepherd.
Hey, that dog's cute. Pull over. What the fuck,
Let's
man?
go, Rin Tin Tin.
Yeah, come on in. We need a mascot. Wow. You know, that's what we're missing, guy. We're missing a mask. See, we could get a following if we had a mascot. See, that's what if Manson would have never went down if he had a mascot.
Drop the tailgate. Get Air Bud in here. We got some traveling to do.
Let's do it.
Come on, Benji.
They offer no resistance. They end up just going because what are they going to do at this point? The pickup they figured out had been stolen from California over a month ago. Yeah. So that poor bastard. Some bad things have happened. I don't even want that truck back if I'm the guy. Whoever they stole it from in Guadalupe, I'm like, no thanks. So they murdered an 8-year-old and then fled in it. And
now there's German Shepherd shit
I was just
going to
say, and I smell dog. Yeah. I'm smelling dog. I mean, the blood, we can clean it, whatever, but the dog, you can't get that out of the car.
No, it's in
the fibers now, and there's hair in the vents, so it's not going anywhere. So the Trago County undersheriff said that the 2 men were indicted, and they said they would waive extradition to Colorado. Good for them. Now acting Boyd flips right away.
Right now.
He sits down. He's like, I sat in there. I fell asleep. He came out covered in blood and tapped me on the shoulder and said, we got to go. I don't know what the fuck happened. Jesus Christ. By the way, he's got pants he took off at a rest stop. That's everything I know.
Everything.
And I'm AWOL from the Navy. Like, he was just spilled it, lost it, whatever. Because if you didn't participate in the murder of an 8-year-old, you want to distance yourself from the murderer. If you did, you also want to distance, but if you didn't, you really want to distance. You're like, I have no fucking part in this. I don't know shit. I don't know anything.
But can I get the dog back?
But that dog was real cute. Yeah. It was cute. Now, I don't know if y'all want to take him as a mascot, but otherwise I'll take him as a mascot.
In the face.
He's a mascot kind of dog. You could put sunglasses on him, cigar in his mouth, put him on a skateboard, push him. You know what I mean? Just looking fun.
I know y'all cops like them German Shepherds. Go give him a good pet.
You're gonna like
tell
him.
me that ain't a good goddamn dog.
That's a nice petting head right there. So Tarwater tells him about the pants, which is a big piece of evidence, and they go back and find the pants at the rest area. So that's good. They recover the pants. Now the autopsy we'll get to here. This is not terrific. The autopsy is rough here. It's performed by Dr. Ben Galloway, who is the deputy coroner for the city and county of Denver. So they bring in. They're not bringing in the Elbert County fucking jackass. Now, there's like no people in Elbert County, by the way. It's I think the biggest town is Elizabeth, the one with the rodeo in the whole county. It's not the county seat is fucking Kiowa. Not a big town. So they bring in the guy from Denver, and he says that this fucking poor little girl, Michelle, sustained 8 wounds, each of which had been inflicted by a sharp knife. He said one of the puncture wounds had been inflicted near the right ear and extended into the brain.
Good Christ.
That is fucking horrific.
How do you stab an 8-year-old in the fucking head?
In the head. I think he was just Another puncture wound was to the chest and extended into all the way through into the lungs. Another resulted in the laceration of a major branch of the lung veins. There was also a large gaping wound in her neck. He cut her throat. He fucking cut her throat, this animal. Stabbed her a whole bunch, and that wasn't enough for him. So he needed to go in for a little more. Severance of the carotid artery, jugular vein, and windpipe. I mean,
she drowned to death.
He went to town. Christ. I mean, it was basically like Nicole Simpson injuries is exactly what she has. They said that the last wound, this is a little rough, not a little, a lot rough. The coroner says that it was caused by repeated sawing motions while she was still alive.
Oh, my God.
So
on the neck?
On the neck.
Oh,
so,
for Christ's sake.
This might be the worst fucking person. He's at least tied for the worst piece of shit animal that we've ever fucking had the displeasure of talking about. What a complete
that's
and
a
utter monster. First of all, he was a monster to begin with from what he was going to kill a 9-month-old and a woman before. But now he's fucking, this isn't necessary.
No.
This wasn't necessary. The coroner said the autopsy that all of the wounds were capable of causing death. They were all, any one of them would have killed her eventually. And they also found minor wounds on her thumb just because it was in the
fighting back.
They didn't know if it was that because they think that it started while she was sleeping. That's what they think. So completely not fucking necessary.
Some sucker
it's
shit.
Never necessary to fucking kill an 8-year-old. No, that's some coward shit is what he did. Some real fucking coward shit. He didn't go upstairs and stab Richard, who owed him money, and maybe would have put up a fight for him.
That was the point.
Yeah. He, not even the 12-year-old, a fucking little girl.
Smallest in the house.
What a piece of shit. So they questioned this fucking piece of shit, Michael, and he said that he doesn't recall any of the events of the previous evening. He said he was so drunk he doesn't know anything except for he ate at the Talbot's restaurant. He ate their food that night. They fed him a fucking meal, you piece of garbage. And he said he frequented several bars. And in response to the question, quote, "You don't remember cutting the little girl's throat?" They said he put his face in his hands, became silent, and said, quote, "I may have done it. I don't remember. I could have done it." Which is not what you probably want to say in an interrogation, but I'm glad this fucking asshole said it. They found blood on his short-sleeved white shirt. They found the blue corduroy trousers that were pretty soaked in blood. Also, his jacket was found. All the blood, they don't have DNA in 1978. 1979, but all of them are consistent with the blood of the victim and inconsistent with both him and Tarwater.
All right.
So it's not a nosebleed. Boy didn't bleed on him. Right. This little girl's blood is all fucking over him, or some other little girl with the same blood type, or some other person. Now, this is a 20-year-old. People don't expect this behavior from a 20-year-old, and this is like not 20-year-old behavior, as we've talked about. Like, usually people have to build to something like this, something completely fucking,
heinous.
This is as heinous as it comes. You don't get a worse crime than this. You really don't. At least he didn't sexually assault her like he did the other one, but Jesus Christ, this is fucking vicious. It's just horrible, man. And people that know him are surprised, some of them. Which is, some of them are like, yeah, no, that's about right. Yeah, I expected that out of him. And some of them are like, he's such a nice guy. I don't understand it. It's fucking nuts, man. One person, he had his attorney in St. Cloud, who represented him for other crimes, said, quote, "I couldn't believe it." He was shaking his head. He said he was like the kid next door. Friendly. He'd be in the office flirting with the girls. Oh my God, those girls are lucky they got out alive, for Christ's sake. So He was the boy next door who just happened to have a fucking list of charges longer than my arm from his entire juvenile history. This woman here, I guess he was homeless for a while in St. Cloud because who the hell would want him in their house after that? Right. There's a woman named Newell D. Sprecher, who invited him into her home. She found him sleeping in her car outside.
So she said, come in where it's warm?
Rather than call the police, she said, come inside. You need a place that's warm to sleep, and invited him in the house and let him sleep there. She says, quote, I couldn't believe it of him. I still don't. I thought it was the other fellow. Even though it's all over with, I still don't believe it. So she's just like, I can't believe it's not him. I figured for sure it's the other guy. They said during his youth, he said he had suffered periodic blackouts from drinking, and he would have trouble holding an extended conversation because of memory lapses, is what this woman said. Like he had something wrong with his head. I don't know. This is the thing. We don't know if he had a head injury at a young age, which would make a lot of sense if he did based on this, because this isn't him saying this to try to cover it up. This is a woman that knew him well before this saying that he wouldn't remember things all the time and would have trouble having conversations. Now, he also is a big, huge alcoholic. So he might have been functionally an alcoholic to where he was hammered and couldn't put shit straight, but walked and talked just fine, because there's alcoholics that can do that. Yeah. So that's possible too, or a head injury. We don't know. She said, quote, if something happened, it had to be some pressure in his head that just blew. Maybe they're not seeing the whole picture. If he did it, he wasn't in control of himself, I'm sure. So she's trying to it's not him is her whole thing, which... I don't know.
How do you defend somebody that's charged with that?
I don't know.
Like blindly just say it couldn't have been
him. I knew him 2 years ago and he seemed fine, so it's not him.
That's
I need a little more information than that.
That's a real ballsy thing to say in terms of somebody that is accused of the most horrific thing next to raping an 8-year-old. You know?
Once I hear that he was covered in her blood, I'm like, okay, well, that's shit. He went wrong somewhere. Some shit happened. He's originally charged with separate counts of first-degree murder after deliberation, felony murder in the course of a robbery, and robbery. This is obviously for the death. There was some for a smaller area. There was some publicity for this because of an 8-year-old victim being brutally killed for no reason in her own home, which is every parent's worst fear. It's one thing if they're out. It's one thing if they're out, whatever, doing something and you can't protect them always and you never know. And that's one thing that would be horrible enough. But in your own home, when you put them in and you tuck your 8-year-old in at night, that's it. They're safe. Right. You've put that. It's like putting them in a little safety deposit box. Yeah. You've tucked them in and you go, okay, safe for the night. That one's, I don't have to worry about that one.
Lights out.
Lights out. So to have that happen in your home is the worse than anything I can imagine. The Rocky Mountain News and Denver Post, which are two big newspapers there, published about 15 articles on the whole thing prior to the trial. A bunch of these articles were published right after the crime happened in December of 78. Trust me, because I found every goddamn one of them. It wasn't covered as much as it should have been. Okay. The others were published in June of July in 79, and we'll get to that. Jury selection began on June 26th, 1979. So when all these articles come out is important for a technicality later on. The defendant here, Michael, makes several requests for a change of venue due to the publicity. Now, the problem is on the fourth day of jury selection, they did an interrogation of 97 prospective jurors and produced only 5 people who could potentially serve on the jury.
Out of 97?
Yeah, because it's only this small county. So they had to, the people are limited that they have to choose from. And they only found 5 that were potentially eligible.
I'd love to hear all the reasons each one was.
Well, I got a business to run. Somebody goes, I read a bunch about that sumbitch and he's a guilty bastard. And then he's off. And
that guy's in for me.
Yeah, this fucking guy, Jesus Christ. The motion ends up being granted because of that, and the venue is transferred to Arapahoe County. Now, on July 9th, 1979, jury selection begins again out there. This is 6 days. They have 98 potential jurors. He again makes repeated requests for a change of venue here, too. I don't know how far away he fucking wants to go. Where do you want to go? Tijuana? You want to go to the titty bar? Where do you want to go? Jesus Christ. So... This trial judge, though, denies these requests, and he expressly noted any doubt about whether a juror should be excused would be resolved in favor of the defendant. So if it's on the fence, the judge is going to toss him based on, not what's the word, prejudicing against the defendant here,
and taking away all liability of this just getting thrown out later.
That's the other thing. As a judge, you must be aware of. I don't even know if you can run a court like that, like worried about thwarting potential appeals, or if you just have to run it the way you run it and whatever. But I know judges probably don't like it when their shit's overturned on appeal. I would imagine
it's probably got to sting a bit.
Yeah, it would piss you off. Like, no, I know what I'm doing. Damn it, I'm a judge.
How much time I took on that?
I'm a judge. They call me Judge so and so. That's my name now. I know what I'm doing. Now, 98 potential jurors, 28 of them were excused on the basis of preconceived opinion due to pretrial publicity, while at least 1/4 of the panel, so about 25 people, could not recall ever having read or heard about the case at all. Knew nothing about it. This is all news to them.
1 in 4.
1 in 4. He did not challenge for cause any of the 14 jurors actually selected to serve. All of them obviously professed an ability to be impartial, which is all you really have to do. That's what they do, too. It's like, have you seen anything about the case? Well, yeah, I read a thing about the case. Are you locked in, or can you be impartial? And if you say you can be impartial, they're supposed to. It's supposed to be okay for them. That's the law anyway. If the judge believes that they're impartial, which who the fuck knows. One of the juries, only of all these juries, only 3 remembered details of the case, and their extent of their knowledge was limited to basic facts. I heard over there in a town, an 8-year-old was killed, and then 2 guys ran away, and they caught him at some point.
And those are the people they allowed?
They allowed those people. There's 4 of those people that don't remember any details. They just know they read about a crime that happened, but they don't know they heard Michael Bartoszewski is a juvenile and stole a CB and sexually assaulted a woman. They don't know any of that shit at this point. By the way, Minnesota's chilling out on those charges and laying back because this is much worse, and they want to see what they're going to do, what Colorado's going to do to them first. The jurors, like I said, they could recall details of the crime and acknowledge their belief that newspapers are not always accurate in the reporting, too, they always said. None of the 14 jurors were shown to have any preconceived opinion as to the guilt. So the judge clears all these guys. Also, Minnesota, that's still on the table that he could be extradited for those charges because they're pretty goddamn serious up there. But the state attorney or county attorney up in Minnesota, Roger Van Heel, says he's going to wait until after this whole thing in Colorado's over before he decides whether or not to extradite, because that's expensive to do all of that. He says, quote, obviously, if the guy's got to do 40 or 50 years out there, there's not much sense in bringing him back here. Fair. Not hard to argue with that. They're going to do our job for us. Why would I pay a bunch of money to do it again? Makes no sense. And then send them back there to serve time. It's pointless. Which I don't blame the guy, honestly. That's smart. Back then, it's all about budget, too. The whole thing we'll talk about later on. Minnesota had a real problem with police manpower.
Did they really?
And, they couldn't investigate a certain case that we're going to talk about because of lack of manpower.
There wasn't any gas in the cars.
Not enough gas. Yeah, it was. It was budgetary, lack of everything. July 17th, 1979 is the trial. This is just the trial of Michael. Boyd is testifying for the prosecution.
Okay.
He is a state's witness, old Boyd Tarwater. He's sitting up there.
Name's Boyd.
Name's Boyd. Clean cut, I assume, shaved and looking nice in a suit, going, this young man just drugged me all over. Terrible young man. Terrible. I was in the Navy on my way to a career as an officer. I don't know what happened. He tells the jury here that about the nosebleed thing. He says that he asked, before the service station, he asked Michael, why the fuck do you have blood all over you? Right. And he said, nosebleeds, man. He was like, all right.
That's what he's telling everybody?
That's what he told him. Yeah, that's what Tarwater says. I mean, he might have said, butchered a little girl, and Tarwater said, all right, and drove away. But and it sounds better if he just says he lied to me.
You mean a nosebleed?
You mean a nosebleed? Yeah, one of them. They also they said that Colorado investigation agents testified that about the blood not being his. The blood's the same type as the victims. The deputy district attorney said in his closing statements that Bartoszewski, when taking the guns from the Talbot home, decided to kill the only witness to the robbery, which was little Michelle. Okay. She was sleeping on the living room couch because her sister was having a slumber party and another girl was using the little girl's bed. Okay. So that's what ended up happening there. Now, at the conclusion of the case, the prosecution case, the state's case, it's now the defense's turn, and the defense rests without calling a witness or presenting any evidence.
Oh, no.
They do nothing, because what the fuck are they going to say?
Yeah.
Who are they going to call?
The Ghostbuster.
Nancy? Yeah. Call Nancy up. Did you really find your daughter dead? No, you didn't. Like, there's nothing you can say to anybody. It's all evidence.
So they're essentially forcing the state to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that.
Well, their stance is they didn't prove anything.
Right.
Meanwhile, they proved everything. But their stance is we don't even have to present anything because nothing happened. Right. It's ridiculous. The court also submitted to the jury the charge of first-degree murder after deliberation and the lesser offense of second-degree murder, as well as the charges of felony murder and robbery.
Okay.
Michael's defense team tried to get instructions on a reckless manslaughter, which is ridiculous. That just means that's nowhere close to what the fuck he did. And they rejected that. They said, shit, no. Jury returns. They deliberate. They return verdicts on first-degree murder after deliberation, felony murder, and robbery as guilty. Fucking obviously. Guilty. September 20th, 1979 is sentencing. And this must have felt good for people to get rid of this asshole. This is going to feel good. Everybody should join in on this one. You, sir, may fuck off. God damn it. They sentence him to concurrent life sentences on the two first-degree murder convictions and a concurrent sentence of 1 day to 10 years on the robbery conviction.
Ouch.
So they fucking banged him as best they could, which is great. Now, Boyd makes a statement after that. They let him make a statement. He says, Jesus Christ, man, quote, I know in my heart that if I'm sentenced to prison, it will make me 100 times worse than I am. But I guess you did what you had to do. God help us all.
Well, where the hell else are you going to go, man?
If you said, where did you want to go? That's what I mean. If I'm going to be 100 times worse, don't give a fuck, because you can do it in prison, asshole. Right. Lucky you won't be on the outside then with all of us, you piece of shit. Oh, good. You're going to be worse. We'll make sure to put you in solitary then, you piece of fucking utter shit. Oh, I hate this fucking guy. Some of these people I hate, and this is one of them. I hate this son of a bitch. You'll see why even more in a minute. He's eligible for parole on December 10th, 1998. That is his eligibility date for parole. Boyd's fine. Michael Bartoszewski. The charges ended up being dropped. The sexual assault and everything, because after he was convicted of the Colorado murder, they had to drop him or proceed, and they said, we'll drop him. 1983 comes around, and there is an appeal. This is his first appeal. He claims errors related to the court's refusal to grant a second change of venue due to all of this publicity, and claimed insufficiency of evidence for the crimes charged, and the trial court's failure to instruct on voluntary manslaughter and enter the judgments of conviction on all three charges. Now, I'll get into this quick. They said in order to support the claim, this is what the court says, that the claim of the publicity for the change of venue, defendant must show that the publicity was so massive, pervasive, and prejudicial, which is big statements, big words, as to create a presumption that he was denied a fair trial. This would be like, I don't even know. Because even in OJ, those people all knew who fucking OJ was. Right. Even they could be on the trial. It says, alternately, that the publicity created actual prejudice or hostility toward the defendant on the part of the jury panel. So, piss the jurors off, piss everybody off. They said they examined the published newspaper reports submitted with the brief, and they said that the publicity surrounding this was not so massive and pervasive and prejudicial as to create a presumption that he couldn't be given a fair trial. They said the Rocky Mountain News and Denver Post ran some articles when it occurred, and then it wasn't reported on again until jury selection. So it wasn't like for months. Even when these people showed up for jury selection, if they read an article, it was 8 months ago, 7 months ago. Right. So do you remember every murder from 7 months ago?
No.
They were like basic shit. Like, I remember hearing a little girl got killed and the guys were, I don't know. But that's what they said.
I hear a podcast about a murder every week.
Every week.
For the
sometimes
past 7
2
months. And guess who can't remember it?
Yeah, no, if we pull up, remember this one? Nope, not at all. Also, they said there just wasn't. Most of the newspaper accounts were placed with other stories of local crimes, with only a few occupying a prominent place. So most of the time it was just in a crime beat where you'd read about 10 different crimes.
Right.
So you're not going to remember that. Also, they said the character of the newspaper publicity was neither sensational nor inflammatory in content. So that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, that would just leave the door open for them to get sued if they're being inflammatory.
Well, I mean, sometimes they are, but he said, nor were the articles long or detailed, but instead outlined the basic facts related to the reporter. None of the articles, they said none of the articles editorialized or appealed to the public's emotions.
Okay.
None of them were like, we need to string this monster up.
Right.
I've read every single one of these to make sure, literally, they're straightforward, factual things.
Although that's not a bad idea.
Although, yes, maybe we should shackle him to someone else, and something could happen here.
Babe.
This is what I mean.
And now back to the show.
This is what I'm saying, where neither of us are big death penalty proponents, but I want to stab this guy 8 times personally. Fucking, this piece of shit deserves everything he gets.
I got an 8-year-old now. I can see it happening.
Yeah, so they say they cannot say that the newspaper coverage was so massive, so he's fine. Also, now there's an argument that there was insufficient evidence of deliberation of murder, which makes no sense at all, to submit to the jury. Basically, he says that it was he was in a fit of rage. He said it was a response to an overwhelming fit of violent rage at an 8-year-old who was sleeping for some reason. So that's what he says here. They said the evidence shows that Michael entered the Talbot home during the night for specific purpose of stealing property inside. There is no evidence whatever indicating that the 8-year-old victim did anything to provoke Michael into a state of anger, much less a violent rage. Right. You know, because she's 8 and it's 4 in the fucking morning.
What is she going to do that's going to enrage somebody?
That's what can you possibly do? What did she do? What did she do? She call him a fucking call him a name? I mean, what could she have done at 8?
Yeah.
Butthead, and I don't know what she could have said to him.
Go to bed, a-hole.
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, maybe she called him a loser and told him to get his fucking life together and stop running from sexual assault charges in another state with an AWOL from the Navy asshole with a stolen truck from fucking Guadalupe, and he lost his mind. That's all I can fucking think. Also, the results showed that there was so many stab wounds that it's not a matter of he didn't just react and then go, oh shit. He stabbed her up and then tried to saw her fucking head off.
That
which is
part sucks.
Insane. They said the attack continued even after she'd been rendered helpless also. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to get this child off of me who's attacking me like 8-year-old girls always do. They usually, you get either you either get like a big dog or an 8-year-old girl when you want to defend your house, because both of them they'll jump right on you and they're vicious.
They are.
Jesus Christ.
My daughter's just really good with words that make you feel like
she didn't make you feel bad.
Shit.
So they said also with the wounds, bloodstains in the upstairs hall strongly suggested that the victim was killed before the guns were taken. So he couldn't have, so he just, it's ridiculous.
And he has reason to be in the house because he lives there.
That's
the
thing.
Not like he didn't have to do that.
He could have just said, oh, I'm just getting a snack, sweetie. And she would have went right back to sleep and he could have done whatever the fuck he wants. And he said that that's further circumstantial evidence, this is what the court says, that the killing took place in order to prevent Michelle from doing anything to obstruct the theft. Mm-hmm. She's 8. What is she going to do to obstruct the theft anyway?
Ridiculous.
The totality of the evidence, they said, is sufficient to support the element of deliberation essential to first-degree murder. So eat dicks on that one. Manslaughter, they said that there's just no merit to him wanting to have manslaughter, and that's a judge's call, and fuck off. Now, the robbery charge. Michael claims there's insufficient evidence to support the crime of robbery. You had a bunch of stolen shit from their house.
Right. Their stuff in your truck. You took it. You
fucking took it. Therefore, he says the conviction for felony murder must be struck because that's a component of felony murder is the robbery. There has to be the aggravator.
He's swinging at the aggravators to try to get this knocked down.
So they define robbery as follows in the law: a person who knowingly takes anything of value from a person or presence of another by the use of force, threats, or intimidation commits robbery. That sounds textbook.
Yeah.
Fucking textbook.
Yeah.
They said, conceding that there was evidence of an unlawful taking of property from the home, Michael argues that the evidence failed to establish two essential elements of robbery. First, he asserts that the claim, the element of taking from the person or presence of the robbery victim, Michelle, was not proven because the items taken were located in a different part of the house than the living room. So he's going to try to say that he didn't kill her in the commission of the robbery.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Also, he contends that the taking of items was not accomplished by the use of force. So he's saying, I didn't have to kill her. I just did it because I felt like it. Wow. That shouldn't be part of it. No, asshole. If you do that, if you rob a convenience store and the person's standing there with their fucking hands up and then you shoot them in the head, guess what? That's
murder.
Fucking felony murder. You robbed them, then you shot them. You didn't have to shoot them.
Too.
Yeah, you didn't have to shoot them. No, it wasn't in order to get the goods. You already got them, but you still did it while it was happening. So I think that's pretty much the definition. It's not someone holding the register saying you can't have it, so you shoot them off of it. That's not how that works. So they say they find no merit in any of his arguments for that. They go into presence and all that shit. So it's ridiculous, man. They talk about the defensive wounds on the thumb and all that kind of shit, saying you didn't. Bullshit. Also, now the judgments. Now, this is important. I'll read what they say. We next consider the defendant's dual convictions and sentences for first-degree murder after deliberation and for felony murder, both of which involve the killing of a single victim, Michelle Talbot. Michael claims that double jeopardy clause of the United States Colorado Constitutions prohibits the entry of multiple convictions and sentences, even though concurrent, because he only committed one crime. They're not consecutive, so it really doesn't matter, except in terms of parole. He says, we need not address the defendant's double jeopardy claim in this case because our recent decision, blah, 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 it's another court decision, People versus Lowe, permits a blah, blah, blah resolution. So the decision, quote, the legislature, this is what it says here. Never mind. We'll skip what the legislature says. They go through a whole legal thing here. He says the trial court should give as much effect to the jury's resolution of the issue submitted as it can be done without running afoul of the defendant's constitutional and statutory rights. Because the jury found the defendant guilty of both first-degree murder based upon the defendant's killing of Michelle Talbot after deliberation and the separate crime of robbery, and because these crimes do not relate to each other in a manner that precludes the entry of the separate judgments of conviction on both offenses, the trial court should enter judgments on conviction of both of these crimes and resentence the defendant accordingly. The judgments of conviction and sentences imposed thereon are vacated, and the cause is remanded for further proceedings consistent with the views herein. So they tell him he wins that appeal.
Yeah.
They tell him his shit is vacated, just his sentence though, and they resentence him to life with parole. So fuck you. You're going to life. They just don't resentence him to 2 concurrent life parole.
Good.
So you got 1 life with parole, and guess what? When you get in the jury room, I don't think whether it's concurrent or not, or in the parole board room, whether it's concurrent or not isn't going to matter as much as them going, so you cut an 8-year-old girl's fucking head off nearly. I'm going to jump over the desk and strangle you. Tell me why I shouldn't. Never mind getting out of jail, because we're never letting you out. Tell me why I shouldn't strangle you personally right here in this fucking room with my shoelaces, you piece of shit. So he does a prison interview at one point. Outside
with who?
With some newspaper. He's outside Pueblo, Colorado. He says, quote, all I understand is that I was out of my mind. It was like something had taken hold of me, like I was in a nightmare when I was taking Michelle's life. I was trying to stop from doing it, and I just couldn't wake up from the nightmare. You poor baby. You know what? Let's take him out of jail, and he just, you know what he needs? He needs a cup of soup and a warm glass of milk, and maybe make a nice snuggly blanket, and he just needs to curl up and get some rest because he couldn't wake up from the nightmare, Jimmy. This poor guy.
Fucking right.
Oh, no. Well, guess what? Her parents have still probably not woken up from this fucking nightmare.
Right.
You piece of shit. Now, they ask him about Bev Servio, his original sexual assault in St. Cloud. We remember?
Yeah.
He says, quote, I don't think that I would have killed her. He said,
I don't think
I would have killed her. Now, the reporter actually did a good job here. Reporter pressed him as to whether or not, like, are you sure you wouldn't have killed her? You killed anybody else that you like killing people. Yeah. And he said, then he thought about it and he goes, not sure. He went from, I don't think I would have killed her. He's like, I'm not sure. I might have killed. You're actually,
it's possible.
It could have got good to me there, and I might have killed her. Yeah. Now, 2000, he is labeled a sex offender by the administrative board in prison. It is not clear whether this is for his previous actions, but he wasn't convicted for, which I don't see how that would be, or if this was for something that happened in prison. Okay. We're not sure, but he's labeled a sex offender by a prison administrative board. Okay. Now, 2005, St. Cloud, Minnesota. Buckle the fuck up, because this is bad shit. Police say they are reopening a murder from 1974. This is 2 years before the Bev Servio incident. This is when two sisters, 12-year-old Suzanne and 15-year-old Mary Recker, went missing after going to a local store to buy school supplies on Labor Day 1974. The most innocent shit in the world. Neither of them ever came home. They were missing for 26 days, these poor girls, until finally they were discovered in Quarry Park and Nature Reserve in the town right next to St. Cloud. People go there to like cliff dive and rock dive and fish and swim and all that shit. And there's a bunch of quarries that have walking trails, and old Micah Mines and the kids yell down. They hear their voice and won't tell you what the teenagers do down there. Sorry, Great Outdoors reference needed to be made. So they have the deepest swimmable one swim hole there is 116 feet deep. So that's deep. That's deep. It's a recreation area. Yeah. Suzanne's body was found. Suzanne is the 12-year-old, was found at the bottom of a rock quarry under a bush, and Mary's body was found in a quarry filled with water 40 feet below the surface. Both girls had been stabbed multiple times in the chest and neck. Throat's not cut though, but hey, you progress and you figure out what you like. And now they think it was a local person, and they were even investigating Michael Bartoszewski for it back in the day. After the Bev Servio thing, it was the same kind of knife he had for her that she identified as a knife was the same type of knife that these little girls were stabbed with. Okay. MO, same thing. So they strongly thought it was him, and they were really looking at him. There was a few names that they were looking at. There's another man who's in prison for murder who also his MO fits also. As a guy, they call it Mr. X in the press. They don't give him a name, but this guy they give a fucking name to. This little girl, it's so sad. Mary, the 15-year-old, wrote in her diary, "If I am murdered, find my killer. See that justice wins over. I have a few reasons to fear for my life, and what I ask is important." She's 15 years old, and she writes that.
Why does the 15-year-old have enough people in her life that they want?
That's some shit that, like, a person who's on the run from the mob writes or some shit. Like, that's... What the fuck? What happened?
That should have been Whitey Bulger's diary. That is crazy. A 15-year-old has that to say.
And she was scared of something. She didn't tell anybody about it. She didn't tell her parents. She didn't tell anybody. Nobody. She just held it, and then she ended up being killed. It's fucking heartbreaking. Disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. So these two girls, the Recker sisters here, it's still out there, and they talk about newspaper headlines. The police bungled the shit out of this investigation from the start, which is why no arrests were ever made. Number one, they said they just didn't have the manpower to correctly do this. Newspaper headlines talked about lost police reports. Suspects, they identified suspects and never talked to them, like Michael. They never talked to Michael. He was a suspect that they were investigating. They never fucking even said, "Hey, buddy, where were you that day?
Hey, don't leave town yet.
Nothing.
We have questions for
you." And he's a moron. If you asked him, he probably would have said, "I might have done it." He would have cracked.
I could see me.
I could see me doing it. Now,
I've seen me do it once.
You didn't hear that.
No, I mean, I've heard that I've done it.
And taking him out to an area, that Bev Servio, same thing, taking her out to an area. Also, allegations that one of the investigators actually left the department and took evidence with him.
What the fuck, man?
So they lost shit. They didn't follow up on shit, and then one guy took evidence with him, I don't know, home or to Florida to retire or some shit. Now, 31 years later, in 2005, they said they're working the case like it was yesterday. They said, quote, "Despite all the years and the terribly rocky start of the case," if you want to fucking call it that, they said a lot of the clues might have been in their file from the beginning that they overlooked. One of the people, they did talk to Bartoszewski. They didn't talk to the other suspect. They talked to him about it now, especially. basically, Michael Bartoszewski, he grew up just a few blocks from the Wrecker girls, which is way too close for comfort here. So he's there. He's been identified for years. Even old newspaper accounts talk about the knife. They went back and checked that. The same type of knife that killed that killed Michelle also killed those two girls. Okay. We don't know if it's the same knife or if he just fancies a particular hunting knife. Mm-hmm. All three girls were stabbed repeatedly in the chest. Bartoszewski says he has nothing to do with the Wrecker murder now. He says in 1974 he was 15 years old, and he says he didn't start drinking until like 2 years later. That's how the Bev Servio thing happened. He was blackout drunk. He was blackout drunk here. He's saying, I get so drunk, that's when I start committing crimes. And he goes, I didn't even start drinking when I was 15, so I couldn't have killed him. I'd remember that shit. That's what he's basically saying.
What a terrible excuse.
That's a terrible excuse. He says that also, too, he says that it's not possible that he did it. It's just not possible. He says that it's been years since anybody's talked to him, and he says he passed a lie detector test in that case, which the Minnesota police said no, he didn't. Right. But they also said half our shit's missing, so we might have had that in the file. Fucking ridiculous. Bartoszewski, by the way, is the only person kind of who's they've really narrowed it on as a real suspect, except for that one other guy. But they really feel like he grew up a few blocks away. It's just too close.
They like him for it. And that's what he's done in the past.
And it works. Right. Yeah. And his progression is, but I mean, at 15 to brutally kill two girls like that.
That's crazy.
That's a tough one. Yeah. But this guy kind of transcends age and normalcy of murder. 2011, his brother Paul dies.
Oh.
Now that has nothing to do with anything, but it might have hurt him. And so good. Fuck him. Sorry, Paul and Paul's rest of his family. You got nothing to do with it, but to hurt him, it's fine.
Your brother's a dick.
Yeah. His brother died at 53. It's Paul Bartoszewski. 2012, and this is sad because the Wrecker family has never given up. I mean, 2012, this is almost 40 years later. They never stopped. They were constantly hounding the police, constantly beating the drum, just trying to get justice. It said it in her fucking diary. Right. Get justice for me. Your kids,
you better go and do it.
I'm sorry. You're Inigo Montoya, and you killed my father, prepared to die at this point. Yeah. Like you have to fucking avenge the death at this point. She asked you to. 2012, Frederick Wrecker, who's their father, dies, which is so fucking sad to me.
Seeing it.
That poor guy never got to see that. He had to die with that in him, that it was just, who knows who did it, and they might still be out there. Who knows?
Awful.
2013. He has been, he's still in prison, Michael, and he has been up for parole every 3 years since 1999 and has been denied on every occasion.
Good.
Thank fuck for that. So he is filing a case appealing the parole denials.
You can do that?
No, not really. That's what they kind of come up with. It's like, first of all, they give all these reasons we'll talk about here. They denied the petitioner parole on his application. The reasons indicated by the parole board, the last one, because they can only talk about the last one, denying the petitioner release in 2011 were, quote, aggravating factors and inadequate time served. Also, didn't accept responsibility.
Right.
You kill an 8-year-old girl, you better be perfect and 100 years old and in a wheelchair before we're letting you out of fucking jail here.
And crying every day, apologizing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Saying how horrible you are and fucking, I don't know. Now this I never recommend. I want to see you. I want to see you show some reverence for the baby Jesus at this point. I want some whatever you choose. I don't care. I want to see you accept some sort of God, even though I don't believe in any of that shit. I feel like for you need it. You fucking need it. He says, he's like, this is bullshit. He is pissed off. He says that the parole board abuses its discretion by relying on aggravating factors that are more than 30 years old. How dare these people, apparently meaning the circumstances. How dare they bring up how brutally I murdered an 8-year-old girl? I mean, that was so long ago. I mean, who hasn't? 30 years ago, we've all cut an 8-year-old's throat, haven't we?
I mean, had some experiences.
Everybody's done that. He also argues in support of the claim. He says the parole board, quote, did not take into considerations the programs that he's completed and the excellent work ratings that he has in prison. He's good at sweeping, Jimmy. He's good at putting slop on a tray, so it's fine that you killed an 8-year-old.
He really wants out.
He really wants out. He says his excellent behavior shows that he would do excellent on parole? No, because there's knives and little girls out on the outside. None of them exist in prison. And something tells me this is the kind of pussy that would not fucking go near a grown man and try some shit because he knows he'd get fucking stomped. And so he would never do that. He's going to go after a woman with a baby and a child and 12-year-olds. He's a fucking coward. So he says they abused. They also the parole board abused its discretion when it denied him parole based on his failure to participate in sex offender treatment, which we'll talk about in a second here. He talks a lot about the sex offense treatment that he shouldn't have to do. According to him, the circumstances of his offense are no longer relevant to the question of whether he can succeed on parole. He says because if he, quote, was going to be a troublemaker on parole, it would have showed up in his prison record. He also says that he should be paroled because, quote, the only reason he committed these offenses was because he was under the influence of alcohol, and he would not return to alcohol upon his return to his society because he's completely changed his entire lifestyle, and his prison record will back this up.
It shows.
It shows. Well, you haven't been able to get drunk and kill little girls in prison? Shocking. I'm real shocked about that.
It's fascinating when they can try to justify all this.
I turned it around.
He sounds like my kid trying to get back into his Xbox when he's been grounded from it.
That's exactly what it is.
The excuses are fucking intense.
Only difference is there's no blood on your son's hands at that point. He hasn't murdered a child, thankfully, luckily. They say that there's no question that the nature of the crime committed by him, he says, of the time already served, are proper factors of consideration. He says if they were to... Basically, they said if the judge says, if I were to determine that the parole board placed too much emphasis on 30-year-old circumstances of the petitioner's offense, he still fails to demonstrate he's entitled to relief because the parole board also relied on his failure to accept responsibility. Quote, where the denial of parole rests on one constitutionally valid ground, the board's consideration of allegedly invalid ground would not violate a constitutional right. In other words, sit there and eat dicks till they say you're out, motherfucker. Yeah, be lucky they don't goddamn choke you.
Parole boards, that's their two biggest things. One, show fucking remorse, and two, try and take advantage of the programs that are
and
built
even if
into
you did
prisons.
That, and some crimes are just beyond whatever. You can't make up for killing an 8-year-old.
You're not getting out of there on your first parole attempt.
You didn't back over or backing out of the driveway. Right. You fucking brutally stabbed her for no reason,
so
dude.
Many times.
Fuck, man. They said they talk about his failure to accept responsibility, and they say that he said, I think I did it, but I'm not certain on his audio recording. He said that in a parole interview. So he's still not saying I did it. He's still saying, I think I did it, but I'm not sure. So they're going, not good enough, dickhead. They end up telling him that he's correct, that the second claim, basically, fuck you is what they say, as we'll talk about here. He also, at this point, seeks reconsideration of his classification as a sex offender. He's also he's very sensitive, Jimmy. He doesn't want anyone thinking badly of him. He's like, that looks terrible on my record. What are you doing here? He's so concerned with records and all that. You're in fucking prison for killing an 8-year-old. I don't know how no one has killed you in there yet.
His concern is demerits.
He's concerned with that. He's a classification. Is this everyone? People look down on me. Oh, no, not that. They were denied that request too. We don't even care if it's true or not. Just fucking stay away from everybody needs to stay away from you. 2014, he sues the state, Michael does, more specifically parole board members. He is really our board members of the administrative board who labeled him a sex offender. I apologize. He's super concerned about his reputation for a guy who killed a little girl. Court should, they said basically there's no difference. You're a piece of shit either way. So they were like, we don't care if you fucking are a sex offender or not. He sues everybody. He sues, Jesus Christ. He brings hearing officers, therapists, all of these different people claiming violations of his due process rights. It's fucking nuts here. They basically tell him to go fuck his mother. Then he appeals again for about the due process rights. And the judge found that he does not have a due process right to reconsideration of his sex offender status. He's like, that's not a fucking It's not like it's not a thing that we can just overturn in a courtroom. Like there's a procedure for that the court's not involved with.
It's not so much as a fucking ankle bracelet. This is something that's just labeled.
You can't just take it off.
Right. This is forever. This is a while.
Yeah, he says just as there is no federal due process right to appeal a final judgment in a state criminal case, absent a state, blah, 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 an inmate or in state prison does not have a constitutional right to appeal his sex offender's classification in a prison administrative proceeding. They're like, no, we shouldn't even be here. Right. I love when the judge is like, we shouldn't even be here because this is stupid.
This is silly.
You shouldn't even have been allowed to file it. Your attorney is a complete asshole for even letting you put that out there. Honestly, let's be realistic here. The judge also found that seeking to his initial classification as a sex offender, he says the statute of limitations has expired on Michael being able to challenge that with the board. They said, well, you're doing it now, but you needed to do it then and with a different person, and you didn't do that. So guess you're a sex offender, fuckhead. They said the statute of limitations began to run on November 29th, 2000, when he received a notice of the decision classifying him as a sex offender. They say the limitations period expired on November 29th, 2002, because the plaintiff did not seek review of his classification or initiate this case until 2013. It makes no difference of his argument. His challenge to his classification as a sex offender is barred by the statute of limitations. Why the fuck are we here?
He should have looked up into that.
And then the judge got up, gave everybody the finger all around, slapped his ass, and walked off the fucking out of the court, and it was wonderful. It's a fucking sad case. I couldn't find little Michelle, the find a grave there, but the other two, Suzanne Marie and Mary Catherine Recker, are both in St. Cloud, and they're buried up there in St. Cloud. And their mother's still alive, and their mother is still very, very much interested in justice for her little girls, which I don't fucking blame her, obviously, because that's the thing, man. All these guys that we find that do some crazy shit like this, like to a stranger or to someone else, or not like the guys who kill their wives. It's a different story because it's very personal. It's totally different, But these that you never know what the fuck they did before this. There's an escalation. There's a practice. There's a whole thing that these people develop, and God knows what he did when he was drifting around. We don't know what he did between Minnesota and Nevada. We have no fucking idea.
That's a lot of states.
It's a lot of states for a guy with a knife who has no problem raping and killing.
Right.
Like, this is fucked up, man, and we don't know what he did, and we'll never know because it was the 70s and these police forces didn't talk to each other. Who the shit knows? Wrecker Girls never got justice, and I feel, horrible for the Talbots, obviously. That was a rough one. If you liked it, though,
wow.
What you can do, you can head on over to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is. Give us 5 stars. Tell us you're following instructions, following directions. It doesn't really matter. It's not for our egos.
It's funky algorithms.
It's the funky algorithms. Yeah. Also, maybe you want to follow us on social media, which is at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Murder Small on Twitter, Small Town Pod on Facebook, and you can do all of those. You can find us on all those different places through one particular stop, which is shutupandgivememurder.com. You can follow us on social media. You can buy t-shirts and mugs and bath mats and all sorts of shit with crap that we say on it. Have something that says shut up and give me murder and wear it to work and see how cool your boss is. Let's do that. Something like that. While you're on that website, the other thing you can do is get tickets for the upcoming live shows. I am telling you, the Phoenix show we just had to schedule, so that there's some tickets left that we need to sell because we just announced it.
It's a brand new show.
It's a brand new show, so we got about a week and a half to fill this bad boy up. So please get in there and buy those tickets.
That's right.
Don't wait till the last minute to make us lose our minds and be stressed out. But the rest of the tour is going to sell out in the next couple weeks, I have a feeling, just based on it. There's maybe a couple that'll have some tickets, but if you want to go see us, man, get your tickets now because they are going super fast, and then we're not touring for a little while.
Right.
We're going to be taking a while off. We have some other shit we need to do, not off from the show.
No.
We'll be putting out 2 podcasts a week, but we will be taking some time off with a couple exceptions of a couple spot shows that we have commitments for.
Make up April.
We have to make up Seattle, and then we also have another little surprise thing that we'll tell you about.
I can't wait for
That's going to be so much fun. But other than those, man, we're going to take a little break from touring and work on some other small town murder related projects in addition to the podcast. Some really cool stuff that you guys are hopefully going to be super into. too.
Enjoy some life, James.
And I don't know about that. We'll be working twice as hard, actually. Yeah. We have a bunch of other stuff to do. But then in between, in the small moments, we're going to be enjoying life. It's going to be a lot of fun. So do that.
10 minutes at a time.
That's the way to do it, baby. That's the way to do it. So I'm telling you guys, thank you. Buy the tickets up right there. Please, please do that. Also, if you want to be one of our damn heroes, superstar, we say producers because producers make a show go.
You're amazing.
You guys are our producers, our executive producers. You keep it going. We can't thank you enough. You can be a producer and be one of our best friends by going over to patreon.com/crime and sports, and you can find this link on shutupandgivememurder.com. You can make a donation there, or you can make a one-time donation at PayPal using our email address, which is crimeandsports@gmail.com. And I have to say, I can't wait anymore, Jimmy. I need to hear the list of my favorite damn people on the face of the earth. Jimmy, hit me with it now.
This week's executive producers are Candace Kennedy, Craig Cole, and Chrissy Ann Castaldi, a bunch of C's.
Alliterative motherfuckers. Thank you. We appreciate that.
And Jennifer Thomas, Joanna James, Michelle Jolly, and Meg Smith. Thank you guys so much for coming through. That's
so much.
Huge.
Make your names have the same letters, though, and then... But thank you. Honestly, thank you very much.
The Zookeepers, Court and Jacob up at
cool.
What is that? It's in
Nashville, right? Knoxville Zoo.
Right.
Yeah, we have our penguin and our tiger painting up here in the studio.
And the tiger, I don't know if it's the same tiger, but one of the tigers died. I'm furious about it. I'm so sad.
We have a painting, and it could be now. If he died, that's art's worth a lot more when the artist died.
I think it was one of the orange and black ones. But the white tiger.
I'm sad the tiger had to die.
It's a bummer.
That's
she was
really
beautiful.
Sad shit.
Dalton is a bitch.
Okay, well. Dalton, you bitch ass. That's fine.
How polite I said that.
Yeah, Dalton is a bitch. You said like you were calling someone's name. Like, Dalton is a bitch. Your order's ready.
Real proper like.
Yeah.
Sean Hartley, Scott Wiles, Cammie J. She donated 2 times, by the way, through PayPal and then through Patreon also.
Thank you so much. That's insane. Thank you.
Mr. M.J. Gooding, Bill Szynski. That's it.
Hey.
He donated twice on PayPal.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Kelly Higby, Logan Zwiefelhofer.
Wow.
That's it.
Nice.
Jesse Hartman, Amy R. Eichard, Barbara Pagani, the one that sent us the ass wipe. Thank you so much, Barb.
Yeah, tons of toilet paper. Yeah. That's road paper. That's good stuff.
You betcha. Road shit tickets.
Yeah.
Natalie Moore, Carol Dannenhofer. That's a lot of Hoffers already this week.
She's often.
Elizabeth Yarwood, Gary Howard, Reagan Schalke, Stephanie Agoa, Angela Miller, Lauren Demarath, Matt Dietrich, Crystal Lamb, Cat Power, again up in New York. Thank you, Cat. I hope you're doing better. Elizabeth Wolfinger.
Either way.
Yeah, both are good.
They're both great.
Margie Coonsey, Bryant Toole, Justin Miller, Kate Ives, Tyler Hales, or better known as Cheeto.
Sure.
Good for you, Cheeto.
Give us money, you're Cheeto to me.
You're Cheeto all day long. Christian
He'll always
Perry,
be Cheeto to me.
Under the Sea Fabrics, if you're a cross-stitcher, go see her.
Yeah.
Jessica Willis, Katie Heisel. Again, thank you so much for coming out
Katie.
in Portland. It was good to see you. Rob Roberts. Not Rob. It's probably Robert Roberts.
Robert Roberts and Howard, his brother.
Jill Williams, Jake Lascanis, Lonnie Hall, Lindsay Bullfinch, and Casey Hundle.
Oh, wow.
That's a couple, those two.
Thank you.
Richard Strout, Tira Tequila. You bastard. That's Tila Tequila.
I was going to say,
you're fucking ruining me.
That's terrible.
It's Tila Tequila with the R's because you look like an asshole when you say it like that.
Exactly.
So they got me to look like an asshole.
That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Whatever. They gave us money. They paid for it, so it's fine.
John Levitt, Nicola Elliott, happy birthday. Sharon Lagoni. Yes. Karen M. Spence, Nick Graham, Bob Daly, Danny Cav. I think that Cave. Could be Cave. Yeah. It's C-A-V. Danny, thank you.
Who knows? Thank
Victoria Gabay, Allison Thorpe, Noah Wooten, Cameron, what did I do? I know Franzman. That's what that is.
There you go.
Tara Mariko, Kanye. No. Kanya. Kanye? Probably. Kanye Allen, Ben Story, you can blame Kanye West for that shit.
Yeah, that's just, I saw that in your eyes. Like, this isn't Kanye didn't give us money, did he?
Rocio Valdez, Michael Maloney. No, Mahoney. That was the Goot's name in fucking Police Academy.
Mahoney.
Patience
Goots
Cole, Ricky Dickey, The Impish Artist, Nicole Rivas, Jessica Dowd, Kelly Powell, Christina Carpenter, Joanne Macaulay Goodman. I'm an idiot. Hannah Barwick, Katie Gonzalez, Dustin Hines, Adam McWaters, Jennifer Provan, Sinfully Delightful Clean Eating. And I found out that's not a business. It's just what she likes to do.
Yeah, nice,
and Kimberly Baum. Thank you guys so much for being such amazing people. We can't do it without you.
Thank you. Yeah. Just thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you guys for everything you do, for your donations, for coming out to these live shows, for giving a shit about us enough to actually come to these shows, to give us money, to people who bring us things at these live shows, man.
It's awesome.
And it's personal shit, and it's cool shit. I mean, they made us a knife, this great company, and the two ladies worked there, Benchmade, and the one was the person who cut the blade, and the other one inscribed these cool things on them, and they're amazing knives. And
insane.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. People gave us cool stuff and jerseys.
Jesus.
It was just crazy,
man.
Shirts,
the amount of shirts and food.
It's great. And food. You guys, man, you take care of us. And
taking care of James is so huge.
Both of us, and thank you guys.
I mean, the greenery that shows up for you.
Yeah, that was
fucking
outstanding. Thank you. That was outstanding. You guys helped me out so much with that, especially if we're in non-legal states. It's difficult. In the legals in Portland, I just stopped off at the store, but somewhere else, San Francisco will be fine and whatever. But if we're in Minneapolis, I need help.
It's gonna be tough.
I need fucking help, man. We're in Chicago. I need help.
Yeah.
Come through Philly. Yeah, you know that. But Cincinnati, I need you, buddy.
Yeah.
So, do that. Come out to these shows, though. Thank you guys for every goddamn thing you do for us and for giving a shit and for hanging out with us because we're on the road alone. And, it sucks, man. We're out there.
So and boring.
It is, man. So we're sitting in a hotel all day and shit. So it's nice to talk to you guys at the end of the night and have a good time. So do that, and we will see you, all of that good shit. We'll see you at all these live shows. And what if these people wanted to tell you how much they can't wait to see you at a live show, Jimmy? How do they find you?
You can find me at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks, on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And I appreciate everything you guys do for us. Eric Hummel sent us from Earth and Honey LLC.
Oh, those are cool.
He sent us like waxes and candles
and
shit.
They're really nice. They smell great.
The guy worked his ass off to start a company.
Just like Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Insane.
He's in like boot leather waxes.
It's really cool.
And root beer candles. Go to Earth and Honey.
Dude really hustles, man. Support this guy. We like to do this with some of our listeners that have good companies that have real cool products. We like to support them. So go out there and support these people if you're looking for that sort of thing.
Find him on Facebook, Earth and Honey LLC.
There you go. Some nice smelling good stuff there. So thank you there. If you want to find me.
What about you?
Very easy to do. At Jimmy P is funny. You can find me there or copy and paste my last name from the show description. Don't be a hero and try to spell it because you're going to hurt yourself. With that said, guys, we have had a crazy time. Thanks for hanging in with a crazy, crazy, horrible story that will keep us all up at night.
Jesus.
That those people are out there. It's horrible.
Psychotic.
It's psychotic, but we'll keep coming back and we'll keep doing it again and again. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.